crowd's outstanding. The Morningside crowd, as we've gotten closer to kickoff, starting to fill out even more. And Dordt, of course, brought a great contingent. That's really, there's two matchups where you see crowds like this in the GPAC. That's Morningside Northwestern and Morningside Dordt, and we've got a great one here today.
Oh, we certainly do. Thank you very much, Stephen. I'm sure you're going to have a great vantage point all throughout the day for us. We're happy to be bringing it to you here on KMNS Sioux City, iHeartRadio, 620KMNS.com, also the GPAC Network, and the NAIA featured game on the Urban Edge Network. Stephen Leinen will kick this one away from our right to our left. Morningside sends back Jubin Hudson and Jaylen Burch. And here we go. Top 10 matchup underway with a sideways end-over-end kick. It bounces 5 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. And Morningside's offense will get the football first, starting at their own 25-yard line. There's a bit of a question as to whether or not Jacob Nelson will be healthy enough to go today. He is suited up in pads and helmet, but it does not look like he will be coming out there to start the game on offense. The Mustangs will get the ball on the far hash. And I'm a little interested to see, Bob, how the Mustangs will elect to play this, whether they're kind of slow and conservative to start or if they want to jump on Dordt right away.
Yeah, there's nothing conservative about the Morningside offense, I'll tell you that right now. 3 hours from now, Daniel, we're gonna narrow this down to 5 plays. We don't know what the 5 plays are. 1 or 2 of them are probably going to be turnovers.
They're going to be monumental, though. We know that for sure. 1st and 10 from the 25. Chevalier, bell high snap with a play fake. He throws over the middle. It's caught by Drew Sellon right in between the hashes at the 38-yard line. He's got a 13-yard pickup for a first down right out of the get-go.
That's not a good sign there.
Oh, and Morningside has an offensive lineman down on the play. That is left tackle Caden Clausen. And that tackle position is already somewhat light here this year after the graduation of a number of outstanding offensive linemen, one of them being Aiden Queen, who was the left tackle last year. He was an All-American, and Caden Clausen is down after the first play of this game, a 14-yard completion to Drew Sellon. Now, Michael Hamilton is listed as the backup left tackle, but we could also see Keaton Chapman slide over there and maybe put Peter Max Swaney at the right tackle position. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Max Swaney is standing by offensive line coach Chris Womack, and he's awaiting to maybe sub in here, and the Mustang reserve offensive lineman goes out to the field. A couple of them will help Caden Clausen to his feet. That's Kyle Spots and Caden Ellsbury who will help him off the field. So right away, the Mustang offensive line has taken a little bit of a beating. Caden Clausen will limp off the field after play number 1. And it looks like they are actually going to put Peter Max Swaney on the left side. They're going to keep Keaton Chapman on the right side as a tackle here on the offensive line for Morningside. So still the result of the play was a 14-yard pickup. It is 1st and 10 for Morningside from their own 39-yard line. We'll see if we can find out anything on Clausen's situation as the game goes along. Chevalier lines up 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A bell high snap of the give to Jaylen Burch. He runs off that left tackle, that new left tackle, and Peter Max Swaney. And he's dragged down after a pickup of 3 to the 42-yard line. It's 2nd down and 7. Well, we're going to see Jaylen Burch. We're going to see Jubin Hudson. We might even see Ty Kozad a little bit. He ran the ball exceptionally well in his last few carries against Mount Marty last week. 2nd down and 6 from the 43. Chevalier's in the gun. Tight end right, 2 receivers right. They motion Lennox Brown wider to the right side. Play action. Chevalier rolls to his right, throws Brown's way. Right sideline leaping catch at the 41 of Dordt. He takes it along the sideline, and he's out of bounds at the 37-yard line. That's a pickup of 20 and a Mustang first down.
That's just a deep comeback into the boundary, and if you throw that route against Morningside, the outside linebacker is getting underneath it, and that time the Sam linebacker could not get underneath at number 4. So
that's Colson Queering, who is the Sam linebacker for Dordt, kind of a safety as well. Here's Brown motioning right to left behind the formation. Chevalier play fake, screen pass left, caught by Brown. Along the left, numbers 35, gets around the first block, and he's tackled down deeper into Dordt territory at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 7 to make it 2nd and 3.
When Morningside's in their 10 personnel and go 2 by 2, meaning 2 receivers each side, if you watch Dordt's reaction to that, remember I told you they got to either walk the safety down. They're taking a linebacker out of the box is what they're doing.
Well, that is certainly not the matchup they want on the outside, but here's 2nd and 3. Handoff to Burch running straight up the gut. He punches forward head first. He's short by a yard. A pickup of 2 makes it 3rd and 1.
But when you take that inside linebacker out of the box, you only got 5 left in the box. So
a lot more bodies to block and a lot more bodies to pave a way for Burch. Here's 3rd and 1, a big third down right out of the get-go at the Dordt 28. Handoff to Burch. He's got a first down running in between the left guard and tackle, and he's got a 2-yard pickup to the 26. It moves the chains for a Mustang first down. Great crowd on hand. There was also a cowbell giveaway, I understand, so you might hear a little bit more of those today than you normally do on a home football Saturday here in Sioux City. 1st and 10 for Morningside from the Dordt 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the right and a tight end left. Out of the pistol formation is Chevalier. Burch is the tailback behind him. Chevalier steps up to the line. Barks commands, takes a belt high snap, and a 3-step drop. He throws toward the right seam. It's caught. Lennox Brown makes the grab. He's tackled down by that Sam linebacker, Colson Queering, at about the 24-yard line. Just a pickup of 2 will make it 2nd and 8.
that's a good tackle in the open field to limit Brown to only 2 yards, because that's normally a play he can break the tackle and gain 8 or 10.
Yeah, I was talking about this game leading up to it and mentioned how Lennox Brown could be a bit of a matchup nightmare for Dordt. They're not quite the biggest guys in the secondary, and Brown is just a matchup nightmare, period. 2nd down and 8 from the defender 24-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Chevalier tries a hard count, now takes the snap on the 2nd count. Drops back to pass, airs it out, back corner of the end zone. Drew Sellon, leaping try, he got his feet down. He brought it in for a Mustang touchdown. Drew Sellon hauls one in, a 26-yard touchdown completion, and the Mustangs go up 6-0 on the People's Bank scoreboard.
Well, there's 3 things about that play you got to start with. One is the protection. The protection was perfect. He had all day to pass. He needed it because of the scheme. 2's the route. He ran a perfect post-corner route. He got the safety turn just like you want to do. And 3rd, it was a great pass by Chevalier.
Beautiful pass, and the Mustangs are on the board with 11:37 to go in the first quarter. It caps off an 8-play, 75-yard drive that took just shy of 3.5 minutes off the clock. Now Tommy Fitzsimmons on to boot the point after try through. It's a low-line drive kick, but he sneaks it through the uprights. And it's good. The Mustangs are up 7-0 early on our People's Bank scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. Dordt will get the football for the first time when we return in 30 seconds. You're listening to Morningside Mustang Football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. We welcome you back inside the Irving and Carroll and Jensen broadcast booth here at Elwood Olsen Stadium. Alongside Bob Goodman, Daniel Versteg with you. Stephen Cutler's down on the sideline. We'll get a word in here from Stephen in just a moment. See what maybe he knows about the Caden Clausen situation and whether or not he could be good to go. Maybe seeing some good news down there, but we'll hear from Stephen coming up in just a moment. Well, an 8-play, 75-yard drive is capped off by a 24-yard touchdown pass from Zack Chevalier to Drew Sellon. And the Mustang lead is 7-0 early on the People's Bank scoreboard. And now, after a little bit of a discussion with our officials downfield, we should be ready to kick this one away, but something is still holding up play. And not sure exactly what the deal is here, but it looks like things will get straightened out. Tommy's actually practicing some runouts here, and I'm really kind of confused as to what's holding up play here. We've got thumbs up from our white hat, and Coach Ryan's now having an explanation with the side judge here that is officiating the kickoff line. I'm confused, Bob. I don't know what's holding up play.
I don't have a clue either. I have nothing for you, Daniel.
Well, this is interesting. So the kickoff is being held up here with 11:37 to go in the first quarter. The Mustang lead is 7-0. Dordt, they want the football back. I'm sure they'd like to get things going on offense. Well, this is interesting. Now there's a field judge going to chat with Dordt head coach Joel Penner. Oh, I think well...
What do you think?
I thought maybe we have some technology issues with the camera down there. I'm not sure if we're actually all set to go for replay review, possibly. That might be part of it, but...
The lift is down. That might be it.
The lift is down, so my guess is we're having some issue with that end zone camera, and maybe that is why there is words being exchanged with the head coaches and the officials letting you know, hey, there is an issue with the replay system, so that just keep that in mind if there becomes a play needed. And yeah, Sports Information Director Nick Booth is hustling over there to try and fix things. Here we go. Tommy Fitzsimmons sends this kick back. Valverde takes it from his own 7-yard line. He runs it in between the hashes, breaks the tackle 20. There he goes, right numbers, 30, 35, 40. Fitzsimmons grabs him and drags him down by his horse collar. And Keenan Valverde has an outstanding kick return. Dordt will start in Morningside territory. Before they do, let's see if we can check in with the third member of our crew. Again, that is Stephen Cutler, who's down on the field for us. Stephen, do you know anything about Caden Clausen and what he's looking at right now?
The attention was going towards the right leg, a calf that he actually had a sleeve on. They gave him a heavy wrap around that ankle. He's got his helmet back on. He's been doing some jogs up and down the sideline, putting his weight on some teammates and stuff like that. I have a feeling we'll see him back on the field here as he's taking a jog down the sideline here again.
That's good news. Thank you very much for that report, Stephen. We do really appreciate it. Again, the penalty on the kickoff was a horse collar tackle by Tommy Fitzsimmons, so 15 yards added to the Keenan Valverde return, which got them all the way up to their own 45-yard line. But with 15 yards, Dordt will start at the Morningside 40. They'll line up in there. Power pistol look, the dive back to the left side, the pitch back toward the backfield, and they give it to the dive back. This is Daniel Dickerson running it up the middle, and Dickerson keeps finding his way forward. He's still up in that pile, stood up at about the 37-yard line. That is a pickup of 3 yards for, that's Preston McCoy on the carry. McCoy on the run makes it 2nd and 7.
If you notice, Cruz is playing quarterback, so he's their more option-oriented guy, and If you defend the option, the triple option anyway, with the dive back and the pitch, you got to stop the dive back first. That's priority one. So,
and again, Preston McCoy was that dive back that got the football in the first play. 2nd and 7. Receiver goes in motion left to right, and now they give it to another dive back this time. This is handed to Thomas Fritz, and Fritz is stopped down at the 35-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. We'll set up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that's more of a little traditional zone insert run type play and not so much the option. But
now Dordt brings in a couple of wide receivers, so they're going to have a 4-receiver look here. One of them is a tight end in Rhett Williams. So only one man will line up in the backfield with Colson Cruz ahead of 3rd down and 5. The Mustang fans, now they're getting fired up ahead of a big 3rd down play. Cruz in the pistol. Tight end right, 2 receivers right. A knee-high snap, quick drop back throws. Right seam caught. It is the running back McCoy. He breaks a tackle at the 25. Keeps going along the right hash. And he's brought down at the 9-yard line. It's a pickup of 26 yards. It'll be 1st and goal for Dordt.
I think one of the things we want to watch here early on and throughout the game is when Dordt is in their 20 package, meaning 2 backs, where they have the threat of the triple option. Watch the Morningside safeties and see how active they are, because some people will tell you that quarters coverage and activity by the safeties is what drove the option out of football.
3 receivers to the left. One of them is a tight end. They're close to the formation. The handoff, straight ahead run, and nowhere to go. Preston McCoy is stopped short. Jack Brickhouse, Landry Phipps, Blake Bellamy, all those linebackers get in for a loss of at least a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10.
That looked like he tried to take on a bulldozer running right at him, because he just got knocked backwards right away.
I can't imagine running into those Morningside linebackers. 2nd down and goal from the 10. It is Cruz now with 2 backs in the backfield, line up in their triple option formation. 2 receivers to the left, a tight end right. They hand it off. It is McCoy running off the right side. He turns upfield along the right numbers, dives forward across the 5 to the 3-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3.
You don't see the dive back on the option bounce it outside very much, but that's exactly what he did and picked up 6 yards. It's good vision by him.
Big third down and goal, and the defenders change tight ends. Ethan Snyder, the former East High Black Raider, goes off the field for Rhett Williams. And the defenders have third and goal from the 3 with 8:23 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Morningside of the People's Bank scoreboard. Dordt's first possession, trying to end in 6. 2 backs in the backfield. Play clock is down to 4. Out of the pistol, the handoff, it is to the tailback, and it is Fritz. Stop for a big loss, back to the 6-yard line. T.O. was in there. He was also joined on the play by Cale Pittenger. It's a loss of 3, 4th down and goal from the 6. That is a huge tackle for loss. That second running back, Thomas Fritz, goes off of the field, and Preston McCoy is the lone running back still in the formation. The defenders have a pretty good kicking game, but they want 6 on the first drive of the day. 4th and goal for the 6. Out of the pistol is Cruz. 2 receivers and a tight end right. They fake the handoff. Cruz has pressure, rolls right, and he's sacked! Jack Brickhouse chased him down, and the defenders turn it over on downs on their first drive of the afternoon. A team that converts 73% of their 4th down tries is turned away with goal to go.
Well, I'm going to write down play number 1. That's going to make a difference. If you go back to the pass to the tailback in the long run, a linebacker ran that running back down from behind, and because it looked to me like he was going to score, and that ends up being a pretty big tackle right now.
Touchdown saving tackle, point saving tackle. It's still 7-0 Morningside, 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Here's Chevalier in the gun. 3 receivers to the right side, 1's a tight end. Handoff running right side. A big sweep for Jaylen Burch. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Is able to turn upfield, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 upcoming.
And if you go back to the 4th down play, when you run play action without a backside tight end, you got a short edge to come off of, and that's exactly what the linebacker did.
7:15 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Mustangs. Chevalier's in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Turns, and he gives. Burch running through a couple of defenders is stopped short of the line to gain at about the 23-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 2.
I was a little surprised Dordt didn't kick the field goal, to be honest with you, just to get points off your first drive. And
yeah, I think the 4th down play would have been more justified had they not lost 3 on 3rd and goal.
If they're down inside the 3-yard line.
Yep. Here's 3rd down and 2. Ball's at the 23-yard line. Chevalier in the pistol, takes a bell-high snap. Oh, it's a bad handoff and nowhere to go for Jaylen Burch. Outstanding pursuit from the Dordt defense. Burch hung on to the football too long. I think Chevalier wanted to pull it. It's a loss of 3, and the Mustangs go 3 and out. Will be forced to punt.
And right there is one of the reasons why they went for it. They trusted their defense.
That defense is pretty good. They were kind of run through on the first drive. However, that Dordt defense responded, and now Keenan Valverde, who had the outstanding kick return just a few plays ago, now lines up to return the punt. And Luke Paulson will look to boom one away. He does just barely get it away. Right-footed end-over-end kick, bounces at the Dordt 45, rolls up the left hash, and takes a very friendly Mustang bounce all the way down to the 25-yard line. That is a 45-yard net gain for the Mustangs on the kick. 55-yard, and Dordt will start from their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, those hidden yards we talk about all the time. He's got to catch that ball. I mean, that ball rolled 20 yards after it bounced.
And now Dordt will have a much longer field. They started from the Morningside 40-yard line. Oh, wait, hey, hang on. There's a penalty flag way back behind the play. We'll see if we can figure out. Oh, there's holding on Dordt.
Yeah.
And I don't think Morningside, because it's during the kick. So it'll be 10 yards on top of the punt. So not only was it a 55-yard punt by Luke Paulson, add 10 yards to it, Morningside gained 65 yards of field position.
Well, they literally flipped the field because they punted from the 15-yard line. And now Dordt has the ball on the 15-yard line. So that's exactly what you want to do with special teams is flip the field.
And what a job flipping the field it was. That 55-yard punt by Paulson, his longest of the season. No better time for it. It is 1st down and 10 for Dordt. Ball is at their own 15-yard line. They're backed up in a pickle. Here is Colson Cruz in the pistol, takes the snap, turns, and he gives. This is McCoy running through a Mustang defender across the 25-yard line. Dickerson, he picks up 14 to the 29. It's a first down for the defenders.
A little different formation there. Dordt came out in 12 personnel, meaning one back and two tight ends, and that puts pressure on the defense because it creates two more gaps to defend, and so you have to make some adjustment to it.
Yeah, Dickerson is the third different running back we've seen. He is the back off the left hip of Colson Cruz with a tailback Thomas Fritz in the pistol. Two receivers left, one to the right. Snap to Cruz, and he does give it up the middle. And that is Keenan Valverde actually on the carry, so a totally different stable of backs. It's a couple of yards gained right up the middle of the 31-yard line. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Dordt went back to their more traditional 20 personnel look and ran the option, and Morningside was ready for it.
4:55 left to go in the first quarter. Morningside still leads Dordt 7-0 on the People's Bank scoreboard. A top 10 matchup. The winner of this contest will get the GPAC's automatic bid into the NAIA Football Championship Series, which begins next week. Out of the shotgun here is Cruz. Back on either side. He turns left, fakes the give to Valverde, throws over the middle, and he's got Dickerson wide open. Streaking in between the hashes across midfield. 30, 25, 20. And chased down from behind in the red zone by Jack Kratz and Cade Harriman all the way up to the 18-yard line. That's a pickup of 51 yards and a first down for the defenders in the red zone.
Yeah, Dordt came out in their 20 personnel look again and gave the option fake. And in the old days, we just would have called that a pop pass. They just threw it right over the linebackers because they have to bite on the run fakes. So
huge play. First down and 10 for the defenders at the Morningside 18-yard line. Two receivers left, one to the right. Out of the pistol is Colson Cruz. He motions the slot receiver Williams left to right. Snap back to Cruz, and he gives to Dickerson. Running off the right side. He's met at the line of scrimmage, and Cade Harriman drives him to the ground with the aid of Blake Bellamy. No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10. The Mustang defense will be tasked once again with shutting down Dordt in the red zone, a Dordt team that is top 15 in the country in converting at least with some points when they get down into the red zone. They've converted on 90% of their red zone trips, have turned them into at least 3 points. 2nd down and 10 for the defenders for the Morningside 18. Power pistol look again. They turn, fake to give to Dickerson. Pump fake. Cruz throws left seam. It's batted away. Cade Harriman got in front of Rhett Williams to knock the pass down. It's 3rd down and 10.
You know, as you go back, Cruz had to double pump that ball. I wonder if he didn't have a good grip on it or what, but that gave Harriman the time to get closer to the on coverage.
And what a crowd we've got here at Elwood Olsen Stadium as Morningside tries to stand tall on defense. It is 3rd down and 10 for the defenders from the Mustang 18-yard line. Cruz in the power pistol. He takes the snap, fakes the give, drops back to pass, has time, throws right sideline. Leaping try, Rhett Williams. He hauls it in, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Well, he beat Victor Atupra that time. A gain of 17. It'll be 1st and goal, under 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Well, that's just a great catch. I mean, the quarterback threw it up high where only he could get it, and he did a good job of going up and catching the ball at what we call a high point.
Rhett Williams has been the top receiver this season for Dordt with the loss of Elliott Beal due to injury. 22 catches, 2 touchdowns heading into today. Nearly had one there. 1st and goal from the 1. Receiver motions right to left. They hand it off to Dickerson, and he is in for a Dordt touchdown. Dickerson scored 4 last week in the victory over Concordia. He's got a touchdown here, and the defenders are a point after away from tying the game with 2:27 to go in the first.
If you compare that play to the last 2 plays Dordt ran inside the 5-yard line, what you saw was 2 tight ends, and that seals up that backside edge. And that open backside edge, that short edge, Morningside can run off of all day long and make plays.
Point after try upcoming for Stephen Leinen. And it will come off of the hold of Connor Stevens. Snap, spot, down, right-footed kick, line drive missile. It is through the uprights, and it is good. And your score with 2:27 to go in the first quarter is tied 7 apiece between 9th-ranked Morningside and 6th-ranked Dordt. Stay tuned. We'll have more Morningside football for you in just 30 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. We welcome you back inside The broadcast booth high atop Elwood Olsen Stadium alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteg with you. Stephen Cutler is on the sideline, and we will check in with Stephen in just a moment. With 2:27 to go in the first quarter, number 9 ranked Morningside and number 6 ranked Dordt are tied at 7 on the People's Bank scoreboard. The Daniel Dickerson touchdown run, well, that capped off the drive from 1 yard out. And now the kickoff upcoming for Stephen Leinen as he sends a high right-footed end over and boot toward the end zone and out of it for a touchback. Morningside will start at the 25 before they do. Stephen Cutler is along the sideline for us. Let's check in with Stephen. Stephen, what are some things you're paying attention to and hearing down there?
The defensive huddle isn't as, we'll say, passionate as it tends to be. It seems like they're doing a lot of looking at the iPad, looking at the film, just trying to diagnose some of the things that what went wrong on that last drive and really the last couple of drives with Dordt getting into the red zone.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Stephen. Yeah, they had to be backed up twice, stood tall once, but could not quite keep them out of the end zone the second time. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Morningside looking to get back on top as they fake the give. Chevalier drops to pass, throws a deep ball toward the right sideline. Lennox Brown being shoved out of bounds. The pass falls short and incomplete. No penalty flag. Travion Dawson Jr. on coverage near midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that's a route that people call cop routes. It means one guy's running the corner and another guy's running the post, and the corner is over the post. That's how you get the word cop, of course. And normally you throw the post there, but it looked like the safety did a good job of staying on top of the post.
Great play by Dawson Jr. Now Drew Sellon goes in motion right to left, now back to the right. Chevalier drops back to pass, dumps off a little running back screen, and Burch has room to run along the right seam 30, breaks a tackle 35. He's hit hard, stays on his feet 40, 45, 50, one guy to beat to the 40, gets the block from Sellon 30, sidesteps another 20. He refuses to go down until finally getting to the 14-yard line. What a run by Jaylen Burch, 61 for a Mustang first down.
I'll tell you what, they had it set up so very well. They caught Dordt blitzing, and that's what you want when you throw a screen. But, man, they had everybody downfield ready to block. And needless to say, Burch made a great run, but man, that was set up really well.
Drew Sellon had an outstanding block downfield to help aid it, and now here is Ty Kozad on the field after his 211-yard rushing performance last week. They turn and fake the give to Ty. Chevalier throws an out route, right side, caught by Kraft along the sideline, gets upended out of bounds by Ethan Mills, and he's out at the 5, just shy. It'll be a 9-yard gain to make it 2nd and 1.
You know, I really like Kraft. I think he's a really good tight end because, one, he can attach to the formation and block, and 2, he can catch.
Brown, the Wildcat quarterback, takes the snap, runs off the left side, gets the block from Kozad, breaks a tackle at the 2. He dives into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. Lennox Brown, the Wildcat quarterback, has his 4th rushing score of the season. The Mustangs are back up 13-7 on the People's Bank scoreboard.
This first quarter's been a quarter of big plays, hasn't it?
No kidding. Dordt had a 51-yard play that helped aid their scoring drive. Morningside gets one for 61 yards. A big kick return set Dordt up for some good field position earlier. Boy, that's only 1 quarter of play. 1:07 to go in it, and the point after try upcoming for Tommy Fitzsimmons. Off of the hold of Cash Parker. Here is the snap. The spot is down. Right-footed kick blocked. He didn't get it up enough. Dordt has to fall on it, and they do at the 6-yard line. The kick was blocked, so it remains 13-7 with 1:07 left to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside, come back with more Morningside football in just 30 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City. In the Morningside drive, aided by a 61-yard Jaylen Burch screen pass, was finished off by a Lennox Brown 5-yard touchdown run out of the Wildcat formation, but the PAT was blocked. Tommy Fitzsimmons could not quite get it over the line. Both kickers have tried long, line drive, low line drive kicks on their PATs, and Tommy couldn't quite get it over the line. And so with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go in the first, the Mustang lead is 13-7. Aiden Aubane will line up to kick this one away. He sends a right-footed squibber along the right seam. It rolls past the return man, Connor Dodd, scoops it up at his 5. He runs it out in between the hashes to the 10. He's hit hard and brought down by Cole Riley. What a great squib kick by Aiden Aubane. And the defenders will start at their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a mistake. You got to field that ball, and I think they were probably, and I was too, anticipating one of those hops being a big one right up to them, but the ball just hugged the ground the whole way, and that normally doesn't happen, but they just have to field that ball.
There's got to be nothing better for a kickoff coverage team to see than the returners back to them. That's a beautiful thing. 1st and 10 for the defenders from their own 10-yard line. Noah Strickfaden is in there at quarterback. He's in the power pistol with a triple option, and he hands it off up the middle. This run goes in between the tackles from Thomas Fritz. He's stopped down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 5 will make it 2nd and 5.
You know, you go back to the PAT, but go back to 2 PATs ago. You called it then that it was a low kick, and that ball was really low because it got blocked by somebody behind the defensive line. So.
Well, something to keep in mind because I thought Dordt's Stephen Lynon had a pretty low kick on his PAT as well. I don't know if it's just kind of the jitters or what the deal is. 2nd down and 5 for the defenders from their own 15. Here's Noah Strickfaden in the pistol. Motions the slot receiver right toward the left side. They hand it off up the middle. That's Thomas Fritz again. And he stood up just short of the line to gain. Driven down. A.J. Matthews in there on the tackle. Gain of 3 will make it 3rd and 2. And it looks like that 3rd down play will come our way at the start of the 2nd quarter, which is coming up in just a minute. Morningside has a 13-7 lead on Dordt University in a top 10 nationally ranked GPAC championship game. Stay tuned. 2nd quarter is coming your way in 1 minute here on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City. We're glad to be with you here at Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City on just a beautiful day. We could not have asked for a better November Saturday to crown a GPAC champion. Alongside Bob Goodman, Daniel Versteg up on the booth, Stephen Cutler. He's on the sideline for us as Dordt continues their drive. They have 3rd and a very short 2 from between the 18 and 19-yard line, trailing Morningside 13-7 on our People's Bank scoreboard. Strickfaden is in the pistol, motions a receiver left to right, and they hand it off to Daniel Dickerson up the middle. He's got a 1st down, falling forward across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Gain of about 4 will move the chains for the defenders. Now Dickerson seems to be their really bruising back and one that is very physical when running the football, Bob.
Well, the other thing, too, is if they're truly running the triple option, they're not blocking one of the down linemen because that's the first read. And so, in reality, you got 5 guys blocking 2.
1st and 10 here for Dordt. Ball is at their own 22-yard line. Power pistol again for Strickfaden. Back off the right side, back in the backfield. He turns and gives it to the back in the backfield. That is Fritz running in between the hashes across the 25, and he's down to the 26. A block was finished late from a Mustang and a defender. It's a gain of 4 to make it 2nd and 6. Well, that first quarter was, well, maybe some teams' first half. Morningside had 155 yards of offense. Dordt not to be outdone with 118 yards of offense. And, man, we still have 3 quarters left to go. This is going to be a fun football game the rest of the day. Here's 2nd down and 6 from the 26-yard line. Dordt has 2 receivers right and a tight end on either side. Out of the pistol is Strickfaden. And he takes a helmet high snap, fakes the give, quick pass toward the right sideline. Caught on the numbers of the 30 and dragging the defender out of bounds is Cole Snyder. He's hit out at about the 35-yard line, a gain of 9, and that moves the chains for a Dordt 1st down.
Yeah, that's a really nice throw right there. I mean, they ran an out route, but he threw that ball on a line, and because it wasn't bad coverage at all.
Cole Snyder, the freshman from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, just his 4th catch of the season. He's had to kind of step up as of late to be another one of those options out on the outside. 1st and 10 from the 35. Strickfaden in the pistol. 2 tight ends left, 2 receivers to his left. Bell high snap, Strickfaden the play fake, throws toward the left sideline. Nobody's there. He either underthrew Snyder or overthrew Isaac Looker. Either way, it's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
I think Looker, who lined up in the slot, actually motioned to the slot. I think the quarterback was expecting him to run the out route, and he was sitting on the hunt route, so he literally threw to nobody. Sometimes that gets you in trouble because if that corner comes off number 1, it could be a pick 6.
Yeah, that ball was incomplete right at the line to gain. Could have been an easy 1st down had he run the right route. 2nd and 10 from the 35. Strickfaden, shoulder high snap, and he gives. It's a flea flicker. Toss back to Strickfaden. Takes a shot as he throws. Right sideline, caught by Snyder. At the 40-yard line, he's down at the Morningside 39. It's a pickup of 26 on the flea flicker pass. It's a 1st down for Dordt.
That's an old Black Raider right there. And
yes, it is.
I'll defend him a little bit. I think he got away with offensive pass interference because I think he pushed the DB away.
Well, he's the native son to Sioux City, played on this field in the East High orange and black. But he makes a big play against the hometown Mustangs here today. 1st and 10 for Dordt at the Morningside 39-yard line. 12:23 to go in the half, 13-7 Mustangs. 2 receivers right, a tight end either side. Hand off to the tailback. That's Fritz running in between the hashes. He's down at the 37. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I would say the first 2 drives of Dordt's day and probably half of the 3rd drive, you saw a lot of 20 personnel, meaning no tight end. You're starting to see more and more tight ends here, and I wonder if that's a game plan thing, or I wonder if it's the outside linebackers for Morningside wreaking havoc on them.
Well, it's been Ethan Snyder a lot. Rhett Williams comes in a bit. Those are the kind of the 2 tight ends they use. 2nd and 8 for Dordt from the Mustang 37, trailing by 6. Snap to Strickfaden, play action, drops to pass, has time, airs it out deep on the right sideline, well overthrew Cole Snyder. A few yards downfield. He was looking to shoot him in the end zone, but Snyder was still at the 2-yard line. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 8.
Yeah, he had him though. I mean, they kind of gave a little bit of an option look to that play, hoping that the safeties would bite, but that time they didn't catch Morningside in quarters covered, so the safety was back. The receiver got behind him, but he was back there.
And we should mention that was Cole Snyder, not Ethan Snyder. We'll have that confusion here as the game goes along. 11:36 to go in the half, 13-7 Morningside. Here's 3rd and 8 from the Mustang 37. Strickfaden in the pistol. Morningside brings 5. They pick it up, throw left sideline, and adjustment, diving play. The ball's incomplete. At the 25-yard line, Cole Snyder came back to the ball, could not bring it in. It'll be 4th down and 8 for the defenders.
Yeah, the ref had a really good look at that play. I mean, he's looking right at it from about 5 yards away, so you have to trust his judgment. He called it right away.
If anybody's got that call, it's him.
Yep.
And now Dordt will bring out Thomas Fritz and the tight end Ethan Snyder again. I am really perplexed, Bob, as to why they are not using Stephen Lynon at all. They got a little wind at their back. He's made 50-yarders before. Why not give him a try? But here's 4th down and 8 from the Morningside 37. Snap to Strickfaden. Play action. Drops to pass. Takes a shot left sideline. He's got Looker with a leaping grab inside the 10. Down at the 9. A gain of 28 on 4th and 8. It's a 1st down. I guess that's why they don't go to the kicker.
I was just going to say that's why.
What a catch. Isaac Looker, who was a quarterback in high school in Tacoma, Washington at Rogers High School. He threw for over 7,000 yards and 45 touchdowns in his career, so he knew exactly what Strickfaden was looking for. 1st and goal for the defenders of the 9-yard line, and Dordt converts a big 4th down play. 2 receivers right, a tight end left, 2 backs in the backfield as Strickfaden motions a receiver into that backfield. They hand it off to Fritz. He powers his way through a couple of Mustangs, and he's down at about the 4-yard line. A gain of 5 will set up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Dordt's offense is a nightmare.
Yes.
Literally a nightmare to defend. And, one, they got some really good players. But two, their scheme, I mean, they're an option team, but they're throwing the ball and throwing the ball downfield.
And that's the thing, Bob. In years past, it was a nightmare because they ran the option, but now you had such a good quarterback that throws the ball.
Yeah, you got to defend 2 facets of the
What do you defend? Yeah. Here's 2nd and goal from the 4. Strickfaden in the pistol, motions a receiver right to left, and they turn and hand it off. This is to the right side. McCoy stood up. I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Not much further. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, like we say all the time, you got to pick your poison, and if you're playing Dordt, you got to stop the run first. I mean, there's literally no doubt about that, and I think that's why you're seeing guys more open deep than normal.
9:44 to go in the half. Morningside's lead is 13-7 on Dordt here on the People's Bank scoreboard. This drive is 6.5 minutes old. It's been a great drive for Dordt. This is the 14th play. It started at its own 10-yard line.
This is where yards get tough, though.
Yes, it is. 3rd and goal from the 4, and Joel Penner sprints down the sideline. He needs a timeout. Ahead of 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line. Dordt will regroup. And we'll have that 3rd down play for you coming up in just a moment. It'll be 3rd and goal for Dordt. Ball's on the Morningside 4-yard line. But our referee and our umpire are standing over the football. And now they have squared away something. They were talking to Jason Bowker, the Morningside nose tackle. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Strickfaden is in the pistol. 2 backs in the backfield. He takes the snap. He fakes the give. Keeps left side. Can't spin out of that tackle. He's stopped for a loss of the 8-yard line. Morningside had the quarterback keep Rhett all the way. Cole Riley was there first. Blake Bellamy finished him off. It'll be 4th and goal from the 8-yard line. And again, Dordt's keeping the offense out there.
Yeah, this is really surprising on the 7-yard line, 8-yard line.
Yeah, this is even longer of a 4th and goal conversion than they had on their first drive. Stephen Linen is strictly a PAT kicker today. Strickfaden in the pistol, 2 receivers right. A tight end, 2 tight ends to the right side. Snap to Strickfaden, he turns and he gives. They throw it back to Strickfaden, and he's hit for a loss. Jack Brickhouse, who sacked Cruz on 4th and goal earlier. He's got the stop for a loss on the pass back to Strickfaden. It's another Dordt turnover on downs in the red zone.
I really thought Brickhouse was going to intercept the ball and run it back for 6. That's what I thought. That's why I said look out.
Boy, what a job by Jack Brickhouse. And this Morningside drive, or this Dordt drive, nearly lasted 7.5 minutes. They come away with no points. And with 8:38 to go in the half, Morningside has a chance to go up 2 scores again. So
those yards inside the 5-yard line are tough to come by.
Here is Zack Chevalier in the gun, a back off either side, 2 receivers to the left and a tight end right. As now we are ready to start the play. The back, Brown motions out of the backfield, screen pass left, caught along the left numbers, and a great tackle in the open field is put on by Colson Queering, and he stops Brown right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain to make it 2nd and 10.
It's a really good tackle because he lined up almost in the box, and when they motioned the linebacker out, he widened a little bit, and you would have thought at that point the slot receiver had an angle on him and could have blocked him, but he missed him.
So not much going, and now a handoff to Kozad off the left side. He's got a big bruising run downfield to the 20. He's stopped right at the 20-yard line. They'll give him a first down, a pickup of 10, and it moves the chains for the Mustangs.
You know, as much as Morningside runs that play, you would think schematically you would assign somebody to the D gap and don't let him bounce it outside.
7:47 to go in the half, 13-7 Morningside. Here's Chevalier, 2 receivers left, 1 right. They fake the handoff, a little Statue of Liberty looking play. Chevalier's pressured, he's flushed to his left, he's going to run. Left sideline 25-30, and he goes out of bounds with a first down. At the 31-yard line, a pickup of 11 for Zack Chevalier. It's good for a Mustang first down.
Yeah, he did a really good job of avoiding the first rusher. The first guy came almost untouched, and he made the cardinal rule, and that is he jumped a little bit, thinking that Chevalier was going to throw the ball. You never jump unless you have somebody in front of you.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Chevalier in the pistol, turns, and he fakes the give to Kozad. Drops to pass, airs it out over the middle for Brown. He makes the catch in stride at the 35-yard line. Tackled from behind by Cole Johnson, and he's down at the 27-yard line. A big pitch and catch. It goes for 42, and a Mustang first down.
He's tough to cover. I mean, he's a big body, and he gets downfield, and he gets on them smaller safeties, and he's tough to cover.
1st and 10, Morningside now in business, up 13-7 at the Dordt 27. Bell high snap, Chevalier gives. There's Kozad running hard around the right side, and he stood up at the 25-yard line. They'll give him the 24, a little bit of a generous spot, picks up 3, and it's 2nd and 7. And Kozad lost his helmet on the play. That's how hard he was running. Jaylen Burch will have to come in for him. So Morningside gets down to the Dordt 24. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs, who lead this game 13-7 with 6:24 left to go in the half. It'll be an empty backfield look. Chevalier, 3 receivers left. Griffin Kraft and Jaylen Burch, the receivers right. Burch now a tight end on the right side after the motion. Chevalier, belt high snap, 3-step drop, has time, flush to his right with a 3-man rush. He's looking to throw up the right sideline, and he throws out of bounds. Could not quite find Jaylen Burch, who was double teamed downfield, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. Dordt makes a pretty big substitution. About 4 different defenders go off of the field and are replaced by 4 fresh bodies. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs.
I think Curtis would refer to that as a line change.
Yes, he would. Yeah, he sees a few of those in his day. 3rd down and 7 from the defender 24. 2 receivers either side. Quick drop back Chevalier. The pressure's there. Thrown toward the left sideline, and Drew Sellon was not going that way. The pass was way overthrown of where Sellon actually was. It'll be 4th down and 7. And Morningside will bring the field goal team out here. Tommy Fitzsimmons will line up for what I assume will be a 41-yard field goal.
Well, he does have the wind at his back, and that helps because you don't have to kick such a line drive at that point. You can get the ball up in the air, even though it's a 40-yard field goal.
Tommy's 2 for 3. The longest he's made was a 28-yarder. He attempted a 47-yarder earlier in the year that was way blocked. That was against Benedictine in week 1. Cash Parker, the holder, on a 41-yarder inside the right hash. Line drive kick was blocked. He could not get it up high enough, and that rolls out of the back of the end zone. Once again, Tommy Fitzsimmons has a kick blocked at the line of scrimmage. The field goal is no good, and Dordt will take over with the football.
I guarantee you that's sitting in Coach Ryan's brain right now, that he's had 3 kicks that are low, 2 of them blocked, and that's going to probably alter his decision down the road.
Well, and you wonder, too, I hate saying this, but you wonder if somebody else needs to get in there. Morningside does have a good stable of kickers. Bryson Wilkie, Aiden Aubane. We've seen him kick some kickoffs, but Tommy just seems to not be getting underneath the football today for whatever reason. 1st and 10 for Dordt now at the 24. Still down by 6 in this game. Strickfaden in the pistol. He turns, fakes the handoff, throws over the right seam. Caught by Cole Snyder at the 35 with a leaping catch, and he's down at the 37-yard line. 13-yard pickup. It's a 1st down.
That's your typical what's called a hunt scheme. And number 1 on a hunt scheme always runs a post to occupy the safety. Number 2 runs the hunt. A hunt is an option route where he can sit in the open window. And if you notice, they play faked with it, and that got the linebackers to bite a little bit, which opens up the hunt.
And just needs that step forward, just enough. Here's 1st and 10 from the 37. 2 backs in the backfield again with Strickfaden in the pistol. 3 receivers set, and they hand it off to Valverde. Straight up the middle, now bouncing off the left side along the hash, and he's down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 6 for Valverde will make it 2nd and 4.
I don't want to jinx us, Daniel, but this is a fun game. It really is.
It's an outstanding football game. And if you expected anything less, then, well, I don't know what you've been paying attention to all season.
Yeah, that's true.
4:55 left to go in the half. 13-7 Morningside leads Dordt. These 2 teams have put themselves in the upper echelon of the GPAC all season. There's been no doubt about it. And with the trophy in the building, boy, it just makes that much more entertaining. Strickfaden off the play fake. He lobs it up over the left seam looking for Daniel Dickerson again, but the Mustangs were all over it. They had 2 men covering him downfield. It'll be 3rd down and 4. They were trying to do the same thing. They got 51 yards earlier.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's that pop pass again. The difference there, the outside linebacker ran with the slot receiver and covered him up pretty well. At least it made him throw it over him.
3rd down and 4. Dordt's at their own 43-yard line. They've been able to weasel their way out of these money downs a few times today, but once they get into the red zone, those money downs have been tougher to pick up. 3rd and 4 from the 43. Morningside with a 3-man front. 2 receivers right. They motion the slot receiver right to left in the backfield. Handed off Valverde. Breaks a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and he's stopped afterwards. He got out of 1 only to run into 3 more. No gain for Keenan Valverde. It'll be 4th and 4. The defenders bring the punt team out for the first time today. And to punt this one away will be Ivan Orozco, the punter who hails from Iowa Falls, Alden. He was a cadet. Drew Sellon back to return for Morningside. Orozco, probably one of the more physical punters you'll see in the conference. 6'1", 251. Sellon stands at his own 22-yard line. Snap to Orozco, and he gets away a right-footed end-over-end boot. Bounce at the 24. Sellon lets it bounce again at the 19, then picks it up at the 17. He runs to his left, and he's stopped with not much gained on the play. The hit delivered by Cole Johnson, and Drew Sellon will start at their own 16-yard line with 3:47 left to go in the half. The Mustangs up 13-7, still with 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout.
You go back to that last play by Dordt on 3rd down. They motioned the flanker in, and then Orb motioned him back out. And I really thought if the quarterback would have kept it, they had a good option look coming this way on it.
Well, they could not get much going offensively on that drive, and now Morningside starts at their own 17-yard line. Chevalier, bell high snap, play action, drops to pass, throws right sideline, and it's dropped. Lennox Brown had it, but then as Colson Queering got to him, he could not hang on. It's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10.
I think Queering's hand got in there with his right hand. He got in there and knocked the ball out, I think.
So Morningside has 2nd down and 10. The ball is at their own 16-yard line. I think I said 17 earlier. Morningside ahead 13-7 on the People's Bank scoreboard. This drive's important. Worth noting again that Dordt's going to get the football to start the second half of play. Would love to score here. Chevalier out of the pistol, hands off the left side. There's Jaylen Burch running with those blockers, pulling toward the left side, and he's hit out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Dordt finishes the hit a bit late, but a gain of 3 on the play will set up, or 4 on the play will set up 3rd and 6.
We talk about the middle 8 minutes of every game, every close game, and this is a big play right here because if Morningside doesn't get a first down, they're giving the ball back to Dordt with he'll have plenty of time, 3 minutes, 2 timeouts.
Plus the 2-minute timeout?
Yep, and plus they get the ball at halftime, like you said.
A big play here, 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs from their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, tight end and receiver left. Out of the shotgun is Chevalier. Motions Kraft left to right as a tight end. Bell high snap, 4-man rush. Chevalier throws left sideline. It is incomplete. The ball was batted away from Kyle Sisler. Ethan Mills, the corner on the coverage. It'll be 4th and 6, and now Morningside has to punt the ball away.
Yeah, they ran the comeback into the boundary here, and I think he just threw it a tick late, I think. And otherwise, it was a good route, and he was going to be open. But by throwing it just a split second late, it gave the corner time to get on top of it.
So Keenan Valverde, that great punt returner. He was honorable mention all-conference last year as a punt returner. Luke Paulson, standing 14 yards behind the line of scrimmage, gets away a right-footed, great spiraling punt. Valverde runs up. He fields it on a knee at the 40-yard line. And Dordt will take over 1st and 10 from their own 40 with 2:53 left to go in the half, trailing Morningside 13-7. Defenders with 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout. So they have really ample amount of time here, Bob.
Oh, God, yes. Time's hardly a factor, to be honest with you.
So Dordt has the ball at their own 40-yard line. And they will take over trying to change the outlook of this game, because a touchdown plus the point after gives you the lead going in the locker room. And then again, Dordt gets the ball to start the second half. 1st and 10 for the defenders of their own 40. Snap to Strickfaden. Hands it off around the left side. Preston McCoy. Oh, he runs through a couple of Mustangs. What a physical run. He's finally dragged down to the 45. It's a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5.
These Dordt backs run hard. They're not real big, but they run hard.
Yeah, they are outstanding running backs.
You know, if you look at the flags right now, Daniel, it looks like the wind's shifted a little bit from the northwest to just the north, which makes it more of a crosswind than Dordt going into the wind.
Yeah, it does look a bit like a crosswind going toward the opposing side of the sideline there. 2nd and 5 from the 45. Knee-high snap, Strickfaden to play fake. Morningside brings 4 in pressure. They throw it out over the middle of the field, and a diving catch inside the 20. Bringing it in is Jacob Van Dong. He's down at the 14. They'll give him the 13-yard line. That is a big gain of 42 yards, and Dordt's got a first down in the red zone.
Yeah, that's execution at its finest right there. I mean, that's a good throw and probably even a better catch. They hit him on the post. And you know, if you go back into the 70s and 80s when the option was prevalent in football, the one pass play that option teams could hit on people off the option look was a post to the backs, to the normal, the play side safety, because he normally is coming down to defend the option, and that's probably what happened right there, because there's no safety. That was a corner running with him.
That does take us into the 2-minute timeout with 2 minutes to go before halftime. Morningside leads Dordt 13-7. We will keep it here, and let's see if we can go down once again to the third member of our crew. Stephen Cutler is down on the sideline. When we don't have a whole lot of scoring, we don't get very many chances to catch Stephen after a kickoff. Stephen, what kind of things are you noticing as you watch this great game down there?
Listening into the defensive huddle, a few possessions ago, they challenged their defense to, challenge the Dordt receivers. They feel like they have the physical, athletic advantage over this Dordt offense on their defensive side of the football. Now, of course, big play right there from a receiver. We'll see if they're able to bear down a little bit more rest of this first half.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. They're going to have to here if Dordt is to be held off of the scoreboard. Although I would assume going into the halftime break, Dordt would attempt a field goal in this spot. Of course, it is a little maybe Sunday morning quarterback already of me, but if they go for field goals on their 2-4 down tries, this game's already tied. 1st and 10 for the 13. Hand off. Around the left side, Fritz breaks a tackle toward the pylon. Oh, the ball came out. Was he in the end zone? He is. It's a Dordt touchdown. Thomas Fritz did cross the plane on a 13-yard touchdown run, and the defenders tie it up with a point after pending.
The only negative part of that play right there by Dordt is you left Morningside plenty of time to score coming back.
They got 3 timeouts, 1:51 left to go in the half. This game now tied at 13, and Stephen Leinen will line up for the point after try. Once again, it is off the hold of Connor Stevens. The long snapper is Isaac Kakmarinski. So big point after kick. Dordt trying to take the lead. Morningside will certainly bring pressure. And here's the snap. Spot is down. The kick is just through the uprights and good. Victor Atupra nearly got in there to block it, but the defenders have their first lead. 14-13, 1:51 left in the half. Morningside will go into a 2-minute drill when we return to Elwood Olsen Stadium. We're back in just 30 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. And we welcome you back inside the Irving and Carolyn Jensen press box here at Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City. Alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteg with you up in the booth. Stephen Cutler is along the sideline for us. We'll be hearing from Stephen once we get into our halftime coverage, as he will chat with Steve Ryan, the head coach of Morningside football, and he'll have a report on that chat for us during our halftime coverage. Leinen sends this kick all the way back to the 1-yard line. Juven Hudson runs it out right sideline, and he's tackled down short of the 20-yard line. Hudson at the 16 could not quite get past the first wave of defenders, and Morningside will have 84 yards to go with 1:47 seconds left in the half and all 3 timeouts.
I really think in today's college football game and the kickoff return game, you don't return a ball kicked inside the 5-yard line. I think you just fair catch it and take it at the 25. Now there's going to be a penalty.
Well, there is a penalty flag on top of this as well. Good vision there, Bob. As our white hat will relay some bad news for Morningside fans. And it is a hold. So half the distance to the goal on top of that. And Morningside will start at their own 8. So 92 yards to go downfield.
You know, think about it. He caught the kick on the 1. If he returns it to the 25, that's a 24-yard return. You're probably in the top 10, 15 in the country in kick returns,
right.
You know?
Yeah, kick return average.
Yeah,
24 yards of return, it would be wonderful. But, yeah, just not there. So 1st and 10 for Morningside to their own 8-yard line. All 3 timeouts, 1:47 left in the half. Down 1. Chevalier is in the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. A shoulder-high snap, and the give up the middle goes to Jaylen Burch. He powers his way forward to the 12. It's a gain of 3 to make it 2nd and 7. Clock stops.
Somebody called a timeout, I believe.
We have a timeout from Dordt.
Oh, wow.
Dordt calls their 2nd timeout of the half. They want this football back.
Yeah. That's like feeding the bear, though.
Well, yeah.
With your bare hand.
So they only have 1 timeout remaining. 1:43 left in the half. So let's run some hypotheticals here. If Morningside runs a play, doesn't get a first down, they call a timeout. 3rd down into 4th down, they'll be able to take the whole play clock away. Dordt will be able to get this ball with maybe 50 to 55 seconds left in the half. No timeouts.
Yeah. If it would have been 3rd down right now, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I would have called timeout then, but 2nd down, I'd be a little nervous about that.
And you probably want to see if Morningside's using tempo as well to see if, okay, maybe they would just play themselves into a stoppage of the clock for you as well. You never know what Morningside wants to do, but now this gives Morningside a chance to drop a play here. See what they come up with. Second down, and we'll say 7 from the 11-yard line. Chevalier's in the gun. 2 receivers left, tight end and receiver right. Ball is on the right hash. Snap to Chevalier. Fakes the handoff. Drops to pass. He throws middle. It's caught by Lennox Brown. Right seam across the 30. He's down to the 32-yard line. It's 21 yards of first down. You might be prophetic, Bob. You might be prophetic.
Morningside was not going to call timeout, so the clock was going to keep running.
The clock did stop to move the chains. Now it cycles with a minute 27. Play action. Chevalier pump fakes, throws middle. Leaping grab. Sisler hangs on. Across the 49. He's down at the 50. A gain of 18. It's another first down.
You're not going to see very many catches better than that one, man. He caught that ball high and in the middle of the field. And in the middle of the field and high usually ends in a bad result.
Man, how did he hang on to that ball? Kyle Sisler, great grab. 1st and 10 of the 50. Minute 8 to go in the half. Chevalier drops back. 4-man defender rush. Steps through it. Rolls right. Throws to the sideline. Caught by Griffin Kraft to the 45. He's out of bounds right there. A pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 with a minute and 2 seconds left in the half. And, Bob, Morningside still has all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, you noticed right there, this is what we talked about in the pregame. When Morningside's in their 2-by-2 formation, 10 personnel, Dordt's forced to roll safety down or walk a linebacker out, and that time they walked him down, and I thought they were going to hit some verticals on him.
14-13 defenders. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action. Chevalier throws the out route left side, caught by Drew Sellon, and he's dragged down after picking up a first down to the 37. The tackle made by Thomas Walder. 8 yards, moves the chains again. And Morningside will use the first of their 3 timeouts to talk things over here. So with 56 seconds left in the half, Morningside uses a timeout, down 14-13. The thing I'm thinking about, Bob, because I always go this way, I'm kind of a nut for special teams, but Morningside probably is feeling like they have to get a touchdown here because the kicking game right now is a giant question mark.
Well, we talked about that the last time. That's going to be lingering in Coach Ryan's head. There's no doubt about that. And I honestly think looks like the wind's moved again, so –
I am also noting Bryson Wilkie is currently kicking into the net right now, so maybe the kicking game is still an aspect Coach Ryan will utilize, but we did kind of speculate whether or not Tommy Fitzsimmons would be the guy that they would go to. Wilkie taking a few kicks into the kicking net down on the sideline. So it is 1st and 10 for Morningside. Ball is at the Dordt 36-yard line. It is 14-13 defenders on top on our People's Bank scoreboard. Morningside still has 2 timeouts to use. Dordt used one of their 2 remaining timeouts in this drive after the first play. Boy, and that really woke up the Morningside offense. Something lit a fire in them afterwards. 1st and 10 from the defender, 36. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Zack Chevalier audibles the play and signals to his receivers. He takes the belt-high snap. A 4-man defender rush. Steps through it. He throws toward the right seam. A leaping try. Oh, Drew Sellon! He's fighting with the defender for the ball in the end zone. Who's got it? It's a touchdown! Drew Sellon caught the ball and the defender in the end zone, and the Mustangs go up 19-14.
Yeah, I think back to that timeout. I don't know if that was the right thing.
A 36-yard touchdown completion from Chevalier to Sellon, and now the point after try from Fitzsimmons. Come on, Tommy, let's get one in here. Last 2 kicks have been blocked. It's been tough for him here the last couple of kicks. Parker on the hold, the snap, the spot. The kick is good. Tommy drills one that time, and hopefully that gives him some confidence. 48 seconds left in the half. It's 20-14. Morningside will step aside, and we'll be back with more Mustang football in just 30 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City. We welcome you back to our broadcast location here at Olsen Stadium in Sioux City. Alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteg with you. Stephen Cutler is rolling along the sideline for us with 48 seconds left in the half. Morningside's drive takes just shy of a minute. 59 seconds off of the clock. 6 plays, 92 yards, and it is finished by a Drew Sellon touchdown reception from 36 yards out from Zack Chevalier, and the Mustang lead is 20-14. The first play of the drive, Morningside had a 3-yard run. Dordt called the timeout. Afterwards, Morningside got to work, and they massaged their way down the field as Fitzsimmons sends this kick 2 yards deep in the end zone. Dordt runs it out. Here comes the return man, Dottie. Breaks a tackle at the 15, keeps his feet moving to the 24, and he does all of that to start where he probably would have had he signaled for fair catch. 41 seconds left in the half.
And probably save 5 or 6 seconds.
That too. So Dordt will have the ball. Just one timeout remaining. And again, coming up during our halftime coverage, Stephen Cutler will chat with Coach Ryan, and he'll report back some of the things that Coach Ryan will be addressing during the locker room chat, and what maybe some adjustments will happen during the second half of play as well. So here we go. Dordt will now try and see if they can get some quick offense going. Down 6. 1st and 10 from the 24. Strickfaden, helmet high snap, turns right. He gives. Around the right side it is. A great run up the right seam to the 30. That's Daniel Dickerson getting 6 to make it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, if you're Morningside, you're going to let them do that all the time, though.
Now, Morningside will not dip into their 2 timeouts here. Strickfaden to the pistol. Dordt does hustle to the line. Just 20 seconds left in the half, though. Strickfaden takes a snap, drops back to pass. He looks right, dumps it off of the flats. Dickerson makes the catch, and he goes out of bounds. Stops the clock at the 31. Bellamy on the hit. It is a gain of just a yard. 3rd and 3, 13 seconds left before halftime. Well, now you put yourself in a spot. If you don't get the first down, Morningside might call a timeout, see if you punt it to him, you know?
Yep, make him punt it.
20-14, Morningside leads Dordt. 13 seconds left before halftime. Worth noting again, Dordt's going to get the football to start the second half of play. This becomes a big play here. 3rd and 3 from the 31.
I think you go ahead and throw it, because if you don't, they're going to call timeout anyway.
Here's a snap to Strickfaden, hands it off the left side. Valverde, he's got a first down anyway. 35-40 toward the 45, and he's down.
Timeout.
Timeout called by Joel Penner right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 14. First down for Dordt. 7 seconds left in the half. You're 55 yards from the goal line. Okay, these are the 2 questions I have. A, do you try and take a shot to the end zone with a Hail Mary? Or B, do you try and get closer and let a guy who's made a 60-yard field goal this year try and get you 3 before the break?
Well, they got 1 timeout left, right?
No, Dordt just used that.
That's their last timeout?
That was their last
okay.
timeout, yep.
Yeah, either. Yeah, you have to throw the ball deep.
Yep.
I mean, that's your only chance.
I was going to say, unless you have a quick route, but that's really kind of chancing it at that point.
And it doesn't do anything for you.
Right.
You know, your quick route is 5 to 10 yards, and that doesn't do anything for you other than shorten up your Hail Mary.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is that wind has shifted out of the northwest. It looks like it's blowing straight west now.
Yeah.
So it is a wind advantage in Morningside's favor. So Stephen Leinen, who has made a 60-yarder, but he made it on a very windy day earlier in the season. And against the wind here, 50 yards plus, forget it.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10. Ball's at the Dordt 45-yard line. The defenders line up with 2 receivers on either side. Morningside is lining up their secondary at the first down marker. Strickfaden in the pistol. And here's the snap. Drop back to pass. They are looking a bit short. They throw an out route left side of the 40. Out of bounds is Snyder. Cole Snyder with 1 second left. It is a 15-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for Dordt to the Morningside 40. They'll get 1 more play.
Yeah, if I'm Morningside, I'm not happy with my clock operator.
Where's the home field advantage?
Yeah, that's right.
20-14, Morningside leads Dordt. 1 second left in the half. And Dort's going to keep the offense out there. This would be a 57-yard field goal into the wind, so there's no real chance of that. Morningside lines up in prevent defense. They'll line up 4 along the defensive line. Everybody back, Elsen coverage. Dropping back to pass. Strickfaden face a 4-man rush. He rolls to his right, looking to take a shot to the end zone. He throws it down the right sideline. The ball's batted down. Great play by Landry Phipps. The ball barely got to the 1 yard line. It's an incomplete pass, and the first half comes to an end. Your score after 30 minutes of exhilarating top 10 conference title football is Morningside 20, Dordt 14. We'll take a break, come back.
A lot of focus, of course. Want to best some of those things that we saw in that first half. Like we talked about at the beginning, defense really showed up well, especially when it came to the red zone. You mentioned a few times just how strong this Dordt team can be inside of the red zone, and the Morningside defense has certainly held their own in there. I believe 2 out of 4 times without having the stats in front of me. So that was the most impressive part of that first half, and we'll see if the offense can really step it up. I like what Bob was saying. Let's just see what Chevalier can really do with this offense.
Yeah, I hope he can get going into a groove early in the second half. Thanks, Stephen, for that update. And hanging out on the sideline for us. Second half underway. Tommy Fitzsimmons, a right-footed end-over-end kick, fielded the 1 yard line, and Keenan Valverde runs it out from the 1. He takes it toward the left sideline 20, spins out of a tackle 25, and he's tackled short of the 30-yard line. No, he's still on his feet. They're pushing that pile. It continues moving to the 32-yard line, and they'll finally deaden it at the 33. Dordt gets a decent run back, and the defenders will start at their own 33, down 20-14 to Morningside. So here we go. This is the first offensive possession of the second half. Dordt will look to find a way to see if they can, tie this game with a touchdown, and then, of course, the PAT would give them the lead. You also hope, if you're Morningside, we talked about, if you're a Dordt fan, you hope that timeout and those 2 fourth down conversions that you did not get don't come back to haunt you. Morningside hopes that block PAT doesn't come back to haunt them like it did against Northwestern. First and 10 for the defenders at their own 33. Strickfaden takes the shotgun snap. He hands it off the right side, and Keenan Valverde gets upended at the 35. They'll give him the 36 as well. Gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7. So the defender faithful on the far side of the field, trying to see if they can cheer a program who was down in the dumps for the longest time. At least the first 8 or 9 years of its program's existence, barely winning any football games. They've got a chance to finish off a 10-0 season in the hardest conference in NAIA football. 2nd and 7 from the 36. Play fake. Strickfaden throws an out route right side. Caught at the 40 and upended across the 40 by Cade Harriman is Rhett Williams. He's out of bounds at the 45. A gain of 10, and that's good for a Dordt first down.
Williams is a good-looking receiver. He appears to be big. He's got good hands. You could tell it there just by the way he caught the ball, and appears to be a pretty good route runner.
Yeah, he missed all of last year with an injury, so we didn't really get to see his services at all for Dordt, but he's been a really nice target to go to with the injury of Elliott Beal about a month ago. First and 10 to the 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Dordt still in its own territory. Out of the pistol, Strickfaden, a play fake. 3-step drop, has time to throw. Now the pressure's there. He throws over the middle. It is juggled and caught. What a grab by Ethan Snyder, fighting around Jack Kratz on the Morningside 38. It's a gain of 17 for a defender first down.
That's a heck of a catch. He was covered up very well by the safety.
Yeah, wow.
Ethan has 2 nice catches today.
Well, that is the East High Black Raider in him, showing a strong. First and 10 for Dordt. Ball's at the Mustang 38-yard line. 2 receivers left. A receiver right, 2 backs in the backfield. They turn and they give it. No, they pitch it left side, going off tackle. And, there should be maybe a hold on the outside. But getting out of bounds is Thomas Fritz. He's out of bounds at the 34 Morningside. A gain of 4 on the toss. It's 2nd and 6.
I might be wrong on this, but isn't that the first time we've seen him pitch the ball on the option?
Yeah, maybe 2 other times. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been few and far between today. Yeah, a lot of the option has gone to the dive back today, which has been very interesting. 2nd and 6 for the defenders of the Mustang 34. 2 receivers right, tight end left, snap to Strickfaden. He fakes the handoff, drops to pass, throws left sideline, wide open. Rhett Williams makes a diving catch in the red zone, and he's down at the 16. It's a gain of 18 and another Dordt first down.
Another good route by Williams. He had the corner, number 6, man-to-man, and he ran a little quick post route and got the corner turned and then snapped it outside, and that's good route running.
Really, really good.
If you look at Morningside's defense, the front 3, I should say, they're in their odd man front. They're in a bear front, meaning The two defensive ends technically are in 3 techniques on the guard. That's what they call bear. That's their answer to the dive on option.
Here's the handoff to Fritz. He runs it up the middle, and he's got a big gain up to the 5-yard line, a pickup of 11 yards. It'll be 1st and goal for Dordt. But goal-to-go downs have been tricky for the defenders today. They've been stood up twice with 4th down and goal to go.
The one thing you can do to a bear defense, or bear front, I should say, is gap scheme them. And that's when your offensive lineman block down. And that's what that play was. That wasn't the option. That was like a power play.
1st and goal from the 5. Strickfaden in the pistol. He motions a receiver left to right. He turns and gives. That is a big run up the middle and a touchdown for Thomas Fritz. A 5-yard gain, and Dordt has tied it up at 20 with 11:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Point after try upcoming, but the defenders methodically work their way downfield, and a 7-play, 68-yard drive finishes with a 5-yard Thomas Fritz touchdown. Point after try gives them the lead early in the 2nd half. Stephen Leinen will look to finish this one off. Off of the long snap of Kakmarinsky. The spot is down. Right-footed line drive kick through the uprights and good. 11:09 left to go in the 3rd. Dordt is back on top. 21-20 the score on the People's Bank scoreboard. Morningside gets the football for the first time in the 2nd half when we return in 30 seconds on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City.
Special thanks to today's game sponsor, Penn. Remember, with Penn, you are more.
We welcome you back to Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City alongside Bob Goodfin. Daniel Versteeg with you. Stephen Cutler is on the sideline for us. Your score now with 11:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter. It's number 6 ranked Dordt 21, number 9 ranked Morningside 20. Here on the People's Bank scoreboard, winner gets the G-Pac's automatic bid into the NAIA football championship season. The loser probably still makes the playoffs, but the path becomes a little bit more tricky. Stephen Leinen lines up for the high right-footed end-over-end kick, and he sends this one deep to the 3. Jubin Hudson runs it out in between the hashes. Tangles toward the right seam at the 15. He's stopped well short of the 20. He's down at the 17-yard line. Nothing doing on the return, and Morningside will start in their own red zone. Yeah, well,
that was almost too easy for Dordt that first drive.
It was. 7 plays, 68 yards, nearly averaged 10 yards per play. And the Mustangs will start 1st and 10 from their own 17. Down by a point with 11:04 left in the 3rd. Here's Zack Chevalier in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to his right, and a tight end left side of the formation. With Jaylen Burch off his left hip. Chevalier steps to the line, and he takes the shotgun snap. Play action fake, drops to pass. 4-man rush. He throws deep over the middle looking for Sellon. He's totally covered up, and a penalty flag is thrown. As the pass was a little bit far out in front of him, Sellon couldn't bring it in because he was being blanketed by a defender corner. It'll be a 15-yard PI and a 1st down.
Sellon.
There it is. Yep.
That's and that play was so unnecessary by the DB because he wasn't going to catch the ball. But it was clearly pass interference.
So Morningside will get 15 yards on that infraction. Ball will be at their own 32-yard line. Again, down by a point with 10:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Chevalier's in the gun. 2 receivers left, tight end and receiver right. Chevalier the snap. Quick play fake, throws right. Quick pass caught by Griffin Kraft. He's tackled low and upended at the 39-yard line by Ethan Mills. They'll spot him there for a pickup of 7. It's 2nd and 3. And Morningside hustles to the line. Chevalier's in the gun, 2 receivers left. He quick play fakes again, passes to Sellon. Caught at the 45, tries to drive a defender forward, and he's out of bounds at about the 46. They'll give him the 47 on forward progress, gain of 8. It's good for a Mustang 1st down.
You know, you think about the play calls here in the 2nd half. They They took the shot with Sellon, got the pass interference, then they come out and throw 2 very high percentage passes to Kraft, and that last one, it's just, I guarantee you what they talked about at halftime.
1st and 10 of the 47. 2 receivers, tight end right. Drop back to pass. Chevalier faces a 4-man rush. Steps in the pocket. Airs it out toward the right sideline. Well overthrew Drew Sellon. It's an incomplete pass. Trevion Dawson was down in coverage inside the 20. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Here with 9:58 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Morningside holds on, or trails this one, 21-20 to Dordt. The defenders trying to polish off a 10-0 perfect season and to win their first ever GPAC title outright. Morningside is trying to steal the automatic bid into the playoffs. 2nd and 10 from the 47. Bell high snap. Chevalier screen pass right. Caught by Brown. Gets a block out there from Sisler. Tries to fight through it. Spins out of a tackle across midfield. And he's out of bounds in Dordt territory at the 47. It's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
You know, Brown definitely has the ability to catch vertical routes. He has the size on safeties and corners. But I think he's so good after the catch.
Yep.
I mean, he's just a big body, and that's why he's hard to tackle when he's playing quarterback.
I believe that'll put him, yes it does, over 100 yards receiving today. 3rd down and 4 for the Mustangs at the defender 47-yard line. Dordt shifts their defensive line. 4 receivers left, 1 right. Empty backfield and a 3-man rush. Chevalier throws toward the single receiver right sideline, and he overthrew Kyle Sisler. Incomplete. Ethan Mills the coverage. It'll be 4th and 4 for Morningside, and the Mustangs bring the punt team out.
Well, the quads got them what they wanted, and that was solo coverage on the single receiver. And he just wasn't able to run past the corner, but it was a good play call. They got what they wanted.
Luke Paulson will boot it away. Keenan Valverde standing inside his own 15. Now a back up toward the 10-yard line to return this punt, or to field it anyway. And Dordt lines up 10 along the line, looking like they're going to bring pressure, and they do. Try to get the block off. Paulson gets this kick away, but he sent it way too deep. This will bounce 2 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. Dordt will start at their own 20-yard line. That kick, that's just 27 yards of field position. And the defenders are in a spot for the first time today where they can extend their lead. They lead Morningside 21-20, 9:21 of the 3rd, and they've got a chance to make this an 8-point ball game, which is still 1 score, but you can't lose the lead on 1 possession. It's a big drive from that standpoint, as the defenders have had no more than a 1-point lead all day.
I just busted the cardinal rule of radio, huh? I nodded my head yes, and I should have said yes.
That's all right, Bob. That's all right. It's a great game. We're all basking in it. 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's Strickfaden. Play action. Drops back to pass. Throws over the middle into single coverage. He's got Rhett Williams across midfield as he beats Victor Atupra down into Mustang territory at the 41. 39-yard pickup. It's a 1st down.
That's Williams again. Again, that time he ran a corner post and got the corner turn, but the reason he's got solo coverage is because Morningside's playing quarters and them safeties are up on the ball because of the threat of the option.
Yeah,
and we talked about that in pregame. It's tough to defend both of them. And if you got a vertical passing game, man, whoa.
With the option? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's scary. It's why the defenders are number 6 ranked. It's why they're undefeated. And why they're trying to go up 8 points at least on a very good Morningside football team. 1st and 10 for the 41. Play action. Quick pass middle. They've got Snyder wide open inside the 25. And he is chased down from behind by Jack Kratz down at the 5-yard line. 36 yards to Ethan Snyder. It'll be 1st and goal.
That's that pop pass again off the option look. And as soon as you dive the back, the linebackers have to step up. I mean, it's everything in the world is telling them to step up. And the tight end just slips behind them.
Strickfaden couldn't get through that play action fake fast enough before he could give the ball away to Ethan Snyder.
You're exactly right.
He tried to rush through it.
He's yelling in the back, get out of the way.
1st and goal from the 5. Strickfaden, power pistol, receiver right, tight end either side, takes the snap. He gives Fritz running off the left side, breaks a tackle at the 4. He's tackled forward. Oh, the ball came out, and it's a touchback. Morningside has it in the end zone. They're signaling touchback. It's Morningside football. Oh, baby! A turnover in the end zone. The Mustangs will take it out at the 20-yard line. Jason Bowker came out with the football, and Morningside forces a crucial turnover in this football game.
Well, If you ever use the replay, unless it's obvious, you'd use it now, I think.
Joel Penner, the head coach of the defenders, he is walking toward a referee.
Yep, he's coming over.
And Morningside better hurry up. Got to get this play off. No, he walked away from the referee. He's going to accept the call. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 20-yard line. They motion Brown right to left. Snap to Chevalier. Handoff up the middle. There's Kozad powering his way through defenders to the 25. He stopped at the 26. It's a gain of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Jack Kratz was the one that forced the fumble, and I think Bowker had it out of that pile to force a big turnover for the Mustangs. 2nd and 4. Handoff up the middle. Kozad running off the left side. Tries to slip out of a tackle. Dives headfirst out of it to the 28. Gain of 2. It's 3rd and 2.
Well, I guarantee you in an hour and a half or whatever, we're going to highlight that play right there as one of the 5.
7:10 to go in the 3rd. Dordt 21. Morningside 20 here on the People's Bank scoreboard. When you factor in the 2 4th down failure conversions, Dort's turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone today. Boy, that's haunting. 3rd and 2.
Not only the red zone, but inside the 5.
Right, it's even closer. 3rd and 2 from the 28. Oh, movement. There was movement on the outside. Drew Sellon jumped. This will be a false start, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he broke the line.
Dort's defensive line moved after Sellon flinched on the outside.
Oh, I didn't see Sellon move.
Yeah,
I was watching.
Sellon moved as well. Yep. And the Morningside fans are going to complain about this one, but Sellon flinched. The defensive line then jumped. That's what led to all the commotion in the interior, I guess, if you will.
Some people would say, well, Sellon can flinch as long as he gets reset, and that's not true because by flinching you simulate a snap,
right.
And that's
you can move, but
yeah,
you just can't. Yep. You can't flinch because that means you're going. 3rd and 7 from the 23. Chevalier drops back to pass. 4-man rush. Pressure's there. Spins out of it. He's going to run for the first down. Left sideline 25. Oh, he takes a shot out of bounds at the 27. He's short. A gain of 4. It'll be 4th and 3 for Morningside, and the Mustangs have to punt the football.
Man, you nailed it when you said he took a shot. He got hit. He did a great job. That's a drill we work every day with quarterbacks in practice where you drop back and spin out of a rush. You just have a sense. Your biological clock is ticking and everything, and he made a great play getting rid of or away from the rush.
6:10 to go in the 3rd. Dort's lead 21-20, and Luke Paulson gets the punt away. It's blocked. Dordt blocked the punt. It's up in the air. It's a loose football. Picked up and run back for a touchdown. Dordt gets the block. They run it back for 6 points. On the run back is Isaac Kakmarinsky, the linebacker. He recovered the block punt, and Dordt goes up 27-20, 5:59 in the 3rd.
Yeah, if you look back at that, I'll bet you see that he bobbled it. He bobbled the snap just a little bit.
Just for a moment. That was all he needed.
The snap was a little high.
Stephen Lynon with a big PAT to try and put the defenders up 8. And take away any chance of Morningside getting the lead on one possession. And here is the snap. Spot is down, right-footed kick. Oh, it's another line drive, but the kick gets through, and it is good. 28-20. Dordt leads Morningside in the final game of the regular season. 5:59 to go in the 3rd. We'll step aside, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Mustang football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. Hey, welcome you back inside our broadcast location here at Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City alongside Bob Goodfin, Daniel Versteg with you. Stephen Cutler down on the sideline. We'll check in with Stephen here in just a moment. 5:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. A big blocked punt. Luke Paulson couldn't get it away. The defenders had been getting some good rush all day. They finally get the blocked punt Isaac Kakmarinsky scoops it up and runs it in for a touchdown. The defender lead is 28-20. And now Stephen Lynon will boot it away for the defenders. Right-footed high, end-over-end kick. Running up to field it at the 7 is Juven Hudson. He runs it out toward the right seam, trying to reverse field toward the left side. 20 to the 25. Tries to stiff arm out of a tackle. He gets ankle tackled down to the 27. The ball came out. Hudson dove back on it. And Morningside will start at the 27. Let's check in with the third member of our crew. Stephen Cutler's down on the sideline. Stephen, well, this has been quite the turn of events as of late. What are some of the things you're hearing?
Defense is very frustrated. There's some pretty intense conversations going on between defensive linemen, linebackers right now. They're not pleased with the amount of receptions happening down the seam either. And then one more thing, Seth Thomas had to hit the table. Some attention to his left leg. He is with his helmet back up and walking though.
Oh, thank you very much, Stephen. That's one of those big nose tackles Morningside's gotten their three-man front here today. Thanks for that update. 3-yard carry on the first play of the drive. Jaylen Burch gets to the 30-yard line to set up 2nd down and 7. Here with 5:35 left in the third quarter. The defender lead sits at 28-20 on the People's Bank scoreboard. Morningside lines up 2 receivers left and 1 receiver to the right side, and the shotgun is Chevalier with a tight end off the right side. Snap, play fake, drop back to pass. Chevalier throws left sideline, caught by Kyle Sisler at the 45, and he's hit hard out of bounds right at the 45-yard line. On the tackle, Thomas Walder, 15-yard pickup and a first down for Morningside.
Lennox Brown right there lined up in the slot, and he ran a little speed out, and that forced the Sam linebacker to jump him because they know where he's at all the time, and that's what opened up the deep out.
1st and 10 at the 44. Knee-high snap. Chevalier faces a 4-man pressure. Dumps it off in the flats. A little screen for Burch. Breaks out of a tackle. Midfield upended by another, and he's diving across the line to gain for a first down. 10-yard completion to Burch. It's a first down at the defender 46.
You know, the Morningside line does such a good job of selling pass, getting beat without giving up the screen look, and that's tough to do sometimes.
1st and 10 of the 46 of Dordt. Another low snap. Chevalier hands it off to Burch. He gets away from the first wave and is tackled in the secondary at the 39. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 3.
It looked like 44, the outside linebacker, came off the edge and had a shot and just ran by him.
It's Josh Henderson, the junior, who had 5 tackles and an interception last week as part of the win over Concordia. 2nd down and 3 from the 39 of Dordt. Sellon motions right to left as a receiver to put 3 on the left side. 3-man defender rush. Chevalier, 5-step drop. Deep shot over the left sideline. Brown is wide open, and he couldn't bring it in. Great closing speed and coverage by Walder inside the 5 to bat it down. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, you're right. It was great closing speed by the safety, but I think Zack threw that ball just a little bit too high and gave him time to do that.
4:01 left in the third quarter. Morningside trails Dordt 28-20, and the Mustangs stare 3rd down and 3 from the defender 39-yard line. Ty Kozad's in the backfield. Got a feel it's going to number 24. 2 receivers left, a receiver and tight end right. In the shotgun, Chevalier, a 4-man defensive line for the defenders. Now he motions Kozad out of the backfield. Chevalier, the belt high snap. 4-man pressure. Zack steps up. He rolls to his right. He throws up the sideline. The catch made with a tiptoe grab inside the 25 by Kyle Sisler. He's out of the 24. 15 yards, moves the chains for Morningside.
It's a great job of Sisler for coming back to the quarterback as he scrambled out of the pocket and just sat on the sideline, but he came back from a vertical route.
It's a play of a great veteran out of Southeast Polk High School. 1st and 10 from the defender 24. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Chevalier play fake, throws left, caught on the out route. Brown inside the 20, and another great tackle by Colson Queering out of bounds at the 17. 7-yard pickup at 2nd and 3.
Queering's a good football player. I mean, he's good in coverage. He's good in open field tackling.
And he's only a junior, so Dort's got him another year. He will continue to terrorize defenses or offenses in this conference. Morningside's back in the red zone. Brown is a back on the left side. Kozad motions out of the backfield against Chevalier as well. 2nd and 3. Defenders bring the blitz. Brown picks it up. Thrown toward the left sideline and incomplete. Well overthrew Drew Sellon. The incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 3.
I'm not so sure Brown picked up the blitz as much as he was going out for a pass and the DB hit him.
Well, Brown... It certainly looked like he pancaked him, but that's probably just a DB running into Lennox Brown.
He definitely pancaked him, but he also was pretty close to a chop block on
right.
Brown because he did hit him pretty close to below the waist.
3rd down and 3 for the Mustangs from the defender's 17-yard line. 3:07 to go in the 3rd. Morningside's down 8. Chevalier in the gun. 2 receivers and a tight end right. 1 receiver left. Snap to Zack. Hands it off up the middle. And Jaylen Burch fights his way for a 1st down. He carries along the left hash to the 12. A gain of 5, and it's a 1st down for Morningside.
These last 2 drives, or not the last one, but the 2 of the last 3 drives, you really see the versatility of their offense. The first time they came out throwing the ball downfield and moving it. Here they're running the ball more.
Morningside has 1st and 10 from the defender 12. Brown and Sellon to the left side. Sisler, the lone receiver right. Now the motion, Brown left to right. Fake the jet sweep to him. Chevalier drops back. Has time. Pump fakes. Oh, he's tripped up in the backfield. It's a sack by Derek Pop back at the 21-yard line. Morningside wants a flag for a tripping penalty, but none is given, and Chevalier comes up limping. Well, I'd love to see a replay of that.
Well, there's no doubt he tripped him, but you can trip the ball carrier.
Right.
I mean, I'll tell you what it looked like was a soccer play. I mean, it's a heck of an athletic play by the Dordt kid.
Derek Pop, the senior from Creston, with a big sack there. His first solo sack of the year. Now it's 2nd and 19. Chevalier is still limping. I think he just got kicked pretty hard. 2 receivers right, tight end and receiver left. As Chevalier stands in the gun, he takes a snap. Drops back to pass, has time, throws over the left sideline. Sellon is there. The ball is batted away and incomplete. On the coverage downfield is Ethan Mills to knock it away from Sellon in the end zone. It'll be 3rd and 19 from the defender 21.
I think one of the things you need to think about here is if you're in 4-down territory, you got to make 4th down more bearable here. You don't want it to be 4th and 19. And the other side of that, if you picked up 8 or 10 yards, now you could kick the field goal if you wanted to do that.
Bryson Wilkie continues to kick into the net here on the sideline. If there is a field goal opportunity, it's going to probably be number 18. 3rd down and 19 for the Mustangs. Empty backfield, 3 receivers right, tight end and receiver left with 1:39 to go in the 3rd. Snap to Chevalier, belt high, 3-man rush. He steps in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble and run. Oh, he tried to let it go. There's a penalty flag downfield as the pass is incomplete, short of Lennox Brown at the 15. Boy, this is a big flag. It's in the secondary. It's defensive holding. It'll be defensive holding against Dordt.
Is that an automatic 1st down?
That's a good question. This is a big call.
It's not 1st down, though.
Nope. And it will be third down and third. No, they
did give him 1st down.
They did give him an automatic 1st down. Okay, I thought so. Boy, what a big holding penalty.
That's a big call.
A holding is an automatic 1st down for Morningside. 1st and 10 to the defender 11-yard line. Fresh set of downs. 2 receivers right. 2 tight ends left. Out of the shotgun, Chevalier turns, gives to Burch. Straight ahead, punches forward across the 6. He's down inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
All right, put your future glasses on here. Do you go for 2?
Oh, that's a big question. I'm glad I don't have to answer it, though. 2nd down and 4. Hand off to Burch. Straight ahead. Jukes a defender at the line of scrimmage. Keeps fighting his way forward. He's short of the goal line, but I think he got the 1st down inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He did. He got 1st and goal in a spot in the field that he only needed about 2 or 3 feet to get into. 1st and goal inside the 1. Hand off to Burch. He dives into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. Morningside cuts it to 2. There's a penalty flag thrown on the play for Dordt not being able to get that 12th man off the field. This is a 2-point game as Morningside has a chance to tie with a 2-point try. And that is what Morningside's going to do. They do throw the flag for illegal substitution. The penalty obviously declined, and Jaylen Burch has a touchdown run to bring it to within 2 points. And now the 2-point try upcoming. Big play. 47 seconds left in the 3rd. It's 28-26. Dordt leads Morningside. The Mustangs will go for the tie. Chevalier in the gun. A receiver and tight end left. 2 receivers close on the right side. Dordt stacks the box. Chevalier fakes the jet sweep to Brown. Drops the pass. He's got a receiver wide open in the back of the end zone. zone. Kyle Sisler brings it in. This game is tied at 28. 47 seconds left to go in the third, and we are all knotted up in a top 10 battle in the NAIA. Oh boy, strap in. We'll have a good one the rest of the way. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Mustang football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMS Sioux City. We welcome you back to Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteeg with you up in the booth. Stephen Cutler's down on the sideline. We'll get a word in here from Stephen in just a moment as we are also nearing the end of the third quarter with 47 seconds left in the third. A 5-minute Morningside drive is finished off with a Jaylen Burch touchdown run to make it a 28-28 ball game with the 2-point try as well, courtesy of the 2-point conversion pass to Kyle Sisler. Kickoff coming from Tommy Fitzsimmons, and he sends a high right-footed end-over-end kick, and running up to field it inside the 10-yard line is Connor Dodd. He runs it out right seam to the 20, 25. Oh, he tripped up before he could get to the second wave, and Dodd is down at the 28-yard line. That's where Dordt will start their drive. Let's send it down to the third member of our crew. Stephen Cutler is hanging out on the sideline for us. Stephen, boy, what a big score. What are you hearing down there?
A lot of congratulations, offensive line, to the offensive line for especially those last few plays. Hudson as well for his ability to run the football. So the offense feeling a lot better after that drive. Chevalier took a couple of big hits on that one. He's on the bike right now getting monitored by the training staff.
I do see that, Stephen. Thank you very much for keeping an eye on that for us. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff to Keenan Valverde. He's stopped after just a modest gain of a yard to the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9. And Dordt could technically take this into the fourth quarter if they so choose. And that looks like that's what they're going to do. So Dordt will take this 2nd down and 9 play into the fourth quarter. And what a ball game we'll have over the next 15 minutes. Morningside and Dordt go into the fourth quarter of the final game of the regular season to determine a GPAC champion, all tied at 28 points. We'll step aside. Fourth quarter's coming your way in just 1 minute. Stay tuned. You're listening to Mustang Football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMS Sioux City. And we welcome you back to Elwood Olsen Stadium and coming to you inside the Irving and Carroll and Jensen press box alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteeg with you. Stephen Cutler is down on the sideline for us, and boy, what a great crowd we've got on hand today, ready to open up the fourth quarter of the GPAC title, final quarter of the regular season, final game of the regular season, conference championship still up for grabs. It's 2nd and 8 from the 30. Noah Strickfaden in the pistol. Quick drop back, throws a screen right. It's caught by Fritz along the right sideline. He spins out of the Cole Riley tackle across the 35, and he's out of bounds. Short of the 40, but good for a first down to the 39-yard line. It's a big first down for the defenders.
Yeah, nice little simple swing route to the tailback, and he made the linebacker in the flat miss, so it ended up being a nice game.
First down and 10 for Dordt. Ball is at their own 39-yard line. This game is tied at 28 on the People's Bank scoreboard. The Mustangs trying to stand tall on defense once again. As Strickfaden lines up with the back on either side. He turns, fakes the handoff to one of them. Has time, now takes a hit as he throws left sideline and overthrows his target. Rhett Williams downfield, incomplete. Blake Bellamy unloaded on Strickfaden at the 30. It'll be 2nd and 10. He got to him, I think, just in time to avoid a roughing the passer call. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Dordt. Ball is at the Dordt 39-yard line. Game tied at 28, 14-16 left to play in regulation. As the Mustangs and defenders try and determine who is the GPAC's automatic bid into the playoffs, who probably gets some home field advantage throughout the postseason. 2nd and 10, play action, pass left, it's caught, and a great tackle is made by Jack Kratz at the 43-yard line, stopping Jacob Van Dong on a pickup of 4. It'll be 3rd and 6. Now, such a great crowd on hand, both sides. This is everything that is great about small college football. And a big 3rd down play upcoming. Dordt is trying to stay on the field. 3rd downs have not been great for either side. Just 4 of 9 for the defenders. Morningside's no better at 3 of 9. Here's 3rd and 6 from the 43. Power pistol look, looking for an option. They fake the handoff, dropping back to pass, dump it off in the flats, and the pass is behind the target. It's scooped up, but they'll say incomplete. It's an incomplete pass to Keenan Valverde out of the backfield. It'll be 4th and 6, and the defenders have to punt the football.
Yeah, if the quarterback just sets his feet right there, it's the same swing to the tailback that they hit earlier. Now, it was a check down to him this time, but if he sets his feet, he might have picked up the 1st down.
This will be just the 2nd time we've seen Ivan Orozco punt the football here today for Dordt. 13:31 to go in the game. The score tied at 28. Drew Sellon stands back inside his own 20 at the 19-yard line. Only one man blocking for the defenders. Morningside brings the house. They can't quite get to the punter. Right-footed, wobbling spiral, bounces inside the 15 and rolls left, goes out of bounds. Just shy of the 10. They'll spot him down at the 12. They'll give him the 13-yard line. Morningside has an 87-yard field ahead of them. 13:23 to go in the football game. And tied at 28. This is where your money's made, Bob. This is a massive drive for Morningside.
This goes back to the decision at the start of the game, and that's when Dordt won the toss, they elected to defer. By deferring, that gives them the win in the 4th quarter.
Yep. Yeah, they got that advantage in case it comes down to a kick. And, of course, Morningside's kicking game has not been good today anyway. 1st and 10 from the 13. Chevalier in the gun. He turns and he hands. Jaylen Burch straight ahead. He's got a nice gain across the 15, and he's tackled right at the 20. They'll give him the 20. It's a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
The last 2 drives, Morningside's really hung their hat on the running game and have done it with some success.
So Morningside hustles to the line as well. 2nd and 3 from the 20. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Turn, and they hand off to Burch. He runs it off the right side, trying to get off tackle. There's not much there for him. Thomas McCullough comes in to finish him off at the 21. Just a yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2. Big 3rd down play here for Morningside right away. 12:45 to go in this game. We are tied at 28. Winner gets the GPAC's automatic bid into the NAIA Football Championship Series. Will guarantee the trophy is in their building. I know the commissioner, I think, is on hand today, Corey Westra, to dole out the hardware. 3rd and 2 from the 21. Sage Evans motions left to right as tight end. Griffin Kraft joins him on the right side. Out of the pistol. Hand off to Burch. Punches forward. He's got a 1st down with a 3-yard gain to the 24. Morningside moves the chains and keeps the drive alive.
That's a good job by Burch of just dropping his pads. And, we call it being flat back. And Just get a yard when there's nothing to be had.
Burch comes off the field. He was a little slow getting off. 1st and 10 for the 24. Hand off to Kozad. Steps out of a tackle in the backfield. Couldn't get any momentum going back the other way. He stopped for a loss to the 23. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Mustangs. Yeah, Burch got up a little slow after the hard-earned 3 yards for the 1st down, meaning Kozad had to replace him. We have not seen much of Juven Hudson today at all. Of course, Kozad had his big 211-yard performance against Mount Marty last week in the snow. 2nd and 11 from the 23. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Snap back to Chevalier. 3-step drop, stands in the pocket, rolls to his right. He throws upfield. Kozad's open, 35-40. Right numbers to the 45. And tackled just shy of midfield to the 47. It's a 24-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
That's another good job in the quarterback scramble drill, and because Kozad ran a little short route, a little out route, and when Chevalier scrambled, he just went deep down the seam and was wide open.
3 receivers left, 1 right. They hand it off to Kozad. Keep rewarding him. He runs off left tackle, and he stopped shy of midfield at the 49. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here with 10:45 to go in the football game, Morningside and Dordt are tied at 48, and already Morningside's drive is paying off. This drive is 3 minutes old just as it gets to midfield. Jaylen Burch back in the game. He is the tailback on the right side of Zack Chevalier in the shotgun. 2 receivers, tight end right and a receiver left on 2nd and 8 from the 48. Bell high snap, Chevalier gives off the right side. Burch breaks a tackle in the backfield. He gets into Dordt territory and fights for more to the 46. Gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 3.
This 3rd and 3 is a big play in the game right now. If Morningside gets a first down, they're going to take more time off the clock, of course, but they're starting to run the ball a little bit on Dordt.
Morningside just 4 of 10 on 3rd down conversions today, but did get one on this drive already. 3rd down and 3 from the defender 46. Out of the gun, a back on either side of Chevalier. 2 receivers right. They motion Burch out of there. Brown's alone back on the right side. Chevalier drops back to pass. Takes a deep shot over the right seam. Sellon comes back to the ball and couldn't bring it in. Inside the 20, made a great leaping effort. Cole Johnson was in on coverage as well. It's 4th and 3 for Morningside.
When they motioned the back out of the backfield, man, they had him on the wheel. And I really think they could have hit him down the sideline, but I'm not surprised Morningside's punting here at all.
No, I'm not either. From the 46 of Dordt, you got a chance to pin him deep.
Yep.
Let's see if Paulson can use the wind to his advantage. The wind aided Dordt in giving them a touchback earlier. See if Paulson can get this one to die inside the 10. Paulson to kick it away. Valverde inside his 15, and he gets it away. Right-footed wobbling spiral. This bounces at the 30. Oh, it just turns right and goes out of bounds. Paulson did not get enough on that football, and Dordt will start right at the, wow, that's a good spot for the defenders. They'll start at their own 31 on a 15-yard punt.
Well, if you'd known that, you'd probably go for it, huh?
Yeah, probably. Hindsight's 20/20, right?
Yes, it is.
So Dordt has the ball now, 9:33 to go in the game, tied at 28 on our People's Bank scoreboard. And the defenders line up, 1st and 10 from their own 31. Strickfaden has been the quarterback since about late in the first quarter, and he's still out there again. Out of the power pistol, 2 receivers right, 1 left, and Strickfaden takes a snap, speed option right. They pitch it out to Fritz, right numbers to the 35, and A.J. Matthews finally drags him down at the 38-yard line. A 7-yard gain will make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, they really got good perimeter blocking out there that time. They got people sealed, and I'm surprised the play didn't go for more yards than that.
9:12 to go in the football game. Morningside and Dordt are tied at 28 here on the People's Bank scoreboard. Winner gets the GPAC's automatic bid into the NAIA football championship season. The loser probably still makes the playoffs, but that path to Fort Worth becomes that much more difficult. 2nd and 3 from the 38. Out of the pistol, Strickfaden, 2 receivers left and a tight end either side. He turns, fakes the handoff, pass left side, well wide of Jacob Van Dong at the 45-yard line. It's an incomplete pass. Pressure provided by Jack Brickhouse. It'll be 3rd and 3.
You know, he's kind of lost his rhythm here for a little bit. If you go back to the last drive, he had the swing guy, the swing by the tailback. He had him, just didn't set his feet and made a bad throw. And there again, he really didn't set his feet very well and made a bad throw. And unlike what some physicists and doctors will tell you, throwing the football starts with your feet.
3rd down and 3 from the 38-yard line. Strickfaden, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Knee-high snap, play action, fake pass left side, thrown behind Rhett Williams. He got back with 2 hands on the ball but couldn't haul it in. It's 4th and 3 on the incompletion, and the defenders go 3 and out with 8:41 to play.
Yeah, his last 3 throws, he's not setting his feet. He's nervous in the pocket, and And he either misses really wide, which he did 2 times ago, and he missed behind him that time.
So the punt upcoming from Ivan Orozco. And Drew Sellon goes back there to return. And Orozco's got the aid of the wind at his back, so he can really get a boomer off. Here's the right-footed, great spiral punt. This is a dandy. Sellon back inside the 15. It takes a good roll and goes all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Drew Sellon knew that football had a chance to roll out of the end zone. It's still not a bad punt. The defenders gain about 42 yards of field position, and Morningside will start at their own 20. 8:31 to play in a game tied at 28.
Sellon's also looking up into the sun right there
Right.
to catch that punt, so that might have been a factor.
So Morningside will have the ball at their own 20-yard line in a tie game at 28. Here with 8:31 left to go in the football game. Zack Chevalier lines up in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. He turns and hands to Burch. Out of the shotgun snap, hands it off, and nowhere to go. Burch is stopped right at the line to gain, or at the line of scrimmage, I should say. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I think you're going to see a little activity to Sellon right here.
Yeah.
I mean, here comes Brown into the slot with Sellon, so
Try and make a really tough matchup over there. 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Chevalier, Burch off his left hip, takes the snap hip high, hands it off to Burch. He fights his way in between the tackles, and a great tackle in that pile. Elijah Doherty drives him down at the 22. It's a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 8. And here comes that defender line change again. They make a 4-player substitution.
yeah, a couple of them are DBs, though. They're getting into a dime set right here where there's 6 defensive backs.
You think Dort's expecting a pass?
Yeah, most of the time.
Here's 3rd down and 8 from the 22. 2 receivers on either side. A 2-by-2 set for Chevalier. Stands in the gun with Burch off his right hip. Motions the slot receiver right. Jacobson over to the left side. Snap to Chevalier. 4-man rush. Deep drop. Throws left seam. He's got Sisler with a leaping catch along the left hash of the 35. Down at the 36 with a 14-yard gain. Good for a 1st down. Sisler's slow to get up. I think he's just cramping, though. That's what it appears to be. That's what I'll hope it is.
Yeah,
it is a warmer day today.
It's definitely a cramp. There's no doubt about that.
But what a catch. Sisler's had some really gutsy catches today.
He's really come up big here in the 3rd quarter. There's no doubt about it. But you go back to the play, they motioned him across the formation, and they knew at that point it was man coverage. So
Sisler will have to be taken out for this play. The Mustangs will probably replace him with a tight end as Griffin Kraft nor Sage Evans were on the field on that play. Sisler hops up, and he will head toward the sideline. How big has Kyle Sisler been this season, Bob? Jacob Nelson's been hurt a lot of the year. Sisler filled in for them. And then when Drew Sellon and Lennox Brown were out against Doane, he was the top target. He's responded to every challenge.
yes, he has, and he stepped up to every moment. And you always talk about next man up, and that's what he's been in the receiver corps.
3 big catches for 47 yards today for Sisler, and a couple of them converted some really tough downs for the Mustangs. 7:01 to play, and the clock continues rolling, tied at 28. 1st and 10 from Morningside's own 36. 2 receivers either side of the formation, and the shotgun is Chevalier. Zack takes the snap, play action, quick looking right, nobody's open, now he throws deep toward the right sideline, caught by Drew Sellon, into Dordt territory across the 40, and he's down to the 37-yard line. That's a pickup of 27, and good for a Mustang 1st down. What a great quick read by Zack. He looked short, Brown wasn't open, found Sellon behind him.
Yeah, he looked at his number 1 read and number 1 go-to, and it wasn't there, and he did a good job of resetting his feet at that point.
1st and 10 for Morningside of the defender, 37. By the way, Isaac Connor's out there as a receiver. Griffin Kraft back out as well. Empty backfield. Chevalier drops back, and Morningside moved early. There was movement on the line. I think Keaton Chapman, the right tackle, jumped. It'll be a false start, and it'll be 1st and 15.
Lennox
And there is the official call.
Brown jumped too.
Okay.
That's who I thought they called it on.
Well, 11 and 71. We'll give them both. I did hear an everyone but the center
I
false
heard that
start
too.
at the Unidome earlier this week. So
I wonder if that goes in the stats and everybody gets a 5-yard penalty.
Unfortunately, you don't get 50 yards on that penalty, 10 times 5. Here's 1st and 15 for the Mustangs of the defender 42. 5 receivers set. Chevalier drops back with a 3-man rush. Steps through the pressure. Airs it out over the middle. Sellon's open. He overthrew him. It's picked off on the backside. McCullough at the 5. He breaks out of a tackle at the 7. Runs up the sideline down short of the 15-yard line. There's a penalty flag on this as well. There's going to be a blindside block after the interception. The turnover will stand. And Dordt's going to have the ball, but they're going to have it deep near their own end zone. He just overthrew Drew.
Yeah, he did. He had him wide open on about the 10-yard line and overthrew him, and the safety or corner, whatever, was there to get it. But,
Tommy McCullough on the interception.
The penalty is so unnecessary. I mean, he's not even close to the ball carrier at that point. He just – I mean, that's what is that, about a 15, 16-yard penalty?
Yeah, that's a huge one. Dort's going to have to start at their own 3. And there's no guarantee they get out of this. 5:43 to go, tied at 28. We'll see if we can check in with Steven here after this play and see what he's hearing. 1st and 10 for the defenders of their own 3. Strickfaden in the pistol. Receiver on either side, tight end either side. Morningside brings up some pressure to stack the box. They hand it off up the middle. And running off the left side, Dickerson's got a good gain. Gets some breathing room to the 9. It's 2nd and 4. Let's check in with Steven Cutler on the sideline. Steven, what kind of things have you been hearing down there?
The defense really focusing on their interior linebackers right now. A lot of the conversation with Blake Bellamy and Cole Riley back there just trying to figure out what they need to be defending on certain alignments offensively from Dordt.
Yeah, that's the big question right now. They make a nice play there to stop Dickerson from getting more. 2nd and 4 from the 9-yard line. Strickfaden in the pistol. The Mustangs bring some pressure. Now here it comes. Handed off to Dickerson. He's got a 1st down. Runs through a defender 15. Right seam 20. Steps out of another tackle 25-30. He's tackled from behind right at the 39-yard line. Gain of 30 yards for Daniel Dickerson. It's 1st and 10 for Dordt with 4:53 to go.
That's those are really big plays by Dordt because you don't want to kick the ball back to Morningside inside the 5-yard line. And
yeah, that is huge. 1st and 10 for the defenders of their own 39. 4:35 to play in the football game, and now Dordt is going to try and chew some clock here.
Smartly so.
Yep. Yeah, this is the time to do it. When the clock's running, you got timeouts. Here's Strickfaden in the pistol. 3 bunch to the left, handoff up the middle. Dickerson runs it off the left side, tries to spin out of a tackle. He's grabbed onto and hung on to. Still trying to drive that pile forward, but they ruled him down a forward progress of the 41. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I was just going to say, somewhere in there, they got to call him down by momentum. I mean,
yeah, sometimes those piles go along a little too long.
They do.
3:57 left. Still tied at 28. And it's 2nd down and 8 for the defenders from their own 41. Well, Morningside's got to try and find a way to make this a very minimal game. Make 3rd down challenging. Strickfaden in the pistol. Tight ends either side, receiver either side. Takes a belt high snap, gives to Dickerson, and he has nowhere to go. That's a big stop at the 42. A gain of a yard makes it 3rd and 7.
I don't know if that's a quarterback read play or not, but if it is, he should have kept it because the read would have been the outside linebacker up on the tight end. They were in 12 personnel, and the linebacker squeezed hard and was in on the tackle. The quarterback keeps the ball, man. He's got all kinds of green grass in front of him.
Yeah, Morningside is really selling out to the dive back. You got to watch for that here on 3rd down and 7 for the 42. The Mustang fans come to their feet, need a stop. 2 receivers right, tight end left, 2 backs in the backfield. Out of the shotgun, Strickfaden fakes the give, looks to throw, dumps it off at the flats. Caught on the right sideline, Valverde 45, gets hit short. He gets driven down by Cole Riley at the 45-yard line. 3-yard gain, it'll be 4th and 4 for Dordt. And the defenders will line up to punt. They'll have to punt this just before the 2-minute timeout. 2:35 to play in the game. Drew Sellon back inside his own 20. Will line up to return the punt. And it'll be 4th down and 4 for the defenders of their own 45. Ivan Orozco is the punter. Drew Sellon back to return this one. He has returned 1 for a touchdown this season. Morningside sets up for a return. The low snap. Orozco gets it away. He shanked it. Up the right side. It goes out of bounds just short of the 25-yard line. And Morningside will start with the ball at their own 26 with 2:07 to go. All 3 timeouts left in a tie game at 28. And you still got the 2-minute timeout here ahead of this or after this first play of the drive.
If you go back and watch that punt, I don't know if you noticed the guy coming on the field late, and then he dropped his mouthpiece and had to run back and get it. That was the long snapper. And I was just going to say, he's under a little duress right now, and then he snaps it low.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Isaac Kakmarinsky is that long snapper for Dordt. Nearly had a really disastrous play. 1st and 10 from the 26. Chevalier, bell high snap, hands it off. Burch running off the left seam, 30. He gets forward to the 32-yard line, picks up 6, and that will take us into the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes to go. We remain tied at 28 in the final game of the regular season. Top 10 rivals. They're winning a GPAC championship. We'll be back in 1 minute with more Mustang football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. Welcome back to Elwood Olsen Stadium with Bob Goodfin, Daniel Versteg. Steven Cutler's down on the sideline. It's 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to go in a tie game at 28. Chevalier with a play fake. Drops back to pass. Pump fakes. He's sacked. Chevalier gets sacked back at the 28-yard line. A loss of 4. And that was a big sack from Nolan Buchholz. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Mustangs. A minute 43 to play.
I think he was looking to hit Isaac Connor on the glance RPO, but the linebacker, number 4, ran with him so well and took it away.
That's Colson Queering. We've said his name all day today. Morningside's going to take this time down. This would be the time for Dordt to use a timeout, maybe. Although you do have 3 on offense.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that yet.
Maybe ahead of a punt.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the only time. So here's 3rd and 8. This game feels destined for overtime with a minute 13 to go. And now Morningside uses a timeout. They wanted to take that time down and I'll see what they could draw up here on 3rd and 8. Here with a minute 12 to go. Morningside and Dordt are tied at 28. The Mustangs and defenders playing for the GPAC championship. Morningside looking to try and steal the automatic bid away from the defenders. Of course, Dordt would still probably get into the playoffs, but there's still a lot of things riding on this one, Bob. Getting a bye out of the first round, a very real possibility. Home game for the winner, maybe 2 home games for Dordt. There's a lot riding on this football game.
And I'll say it again, keeping your destiny out of other people's control. I mean, that's
huge. I'm looking back. Morningside, I can't recall the last time Morningside was in an overtime football game. It's been a very long time. We'll see if we can find. Oh, of course, St. Francis semifinal, 2018. Last overtime game. The legendary connection. Trent Souls, McConnor Niles on the first play of OT.
And wasn't it into a big snow pile?
It was into a big snow pile. There was a huge field rush. Yeah, that was quite the thriller. We might be destined for that here today. 3rd down and 8 from the 28-yard line. Chevalier drops back. 3-man rush. Steps up in the pocket. Throws right. Caught by Connor. He's got a first down. Right numbers 39 and gets out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 13-yard gain. Good for a first down.
And that's exactly why I wouldn't have called timeout. I mean, 3rd and 7 is very doable by Morningside.
And he stops the clock, too. What a play by Connor. Just his 5th catch of the year. With a minute and 4 seconds to go, we remain tied at 28, and the Mustangs have 1st and 10 from their own 41. A receiver tight end right, 2 receivers left. Chevalier in the gun. He turns, fakes to give to Burch. Quick pass right side. Kraft couldn't bring it in. He was at the 45-yard line. A quick out route and pass a little short. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 1 minute and 1 second left.
You know, it didn't matter that last time, but Morningside subbed after the first down play. And when the offense subs, you got to give the defense time to sub. If the clock was running, what stops the defense from just waiting until the end of the play clock?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure there might be a rule against it, but
well, that's one of the rules they tried to adjust here during the offseason, but it really hasn't come into play yet. 2nd down and 10 from the 41. Snap to Chevalier, turns, gives to Burch, trying to fight his way through that line. Really nothing doing. A pickup of 2 to the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8. No timeouts being used. 50 seconds left in the game. And now Coach Ryan uses his 2nd timeout.
no, I think Dordt did.
It was a timeout for Dordt. Yes, it was.
I saw Coach Penner run down to the ref and say timeout, and I'm thinking be careful what you wish for.
Well, here it is, 3rd down and 8 again, 49 seconds to go in this football game. Now each side has just 2 timeouts. As Morningside and Dordt are tied at 28 here in a Great Plains Athletic Conference Championship contest. The Mustangs and defenders trying to play it out for the GPAC title. And Morningside will have 3rd and 8 upcoming. All right, Bob, the Mustangs drew up a really good play to get a first down earlier. This is a really big spot again. Got to have another really, really crisp play call.
Yeah, I know Connor's had the last 2 or 3 catches of the drive, and he's done a good job there. But if I'm Morningside, I want to know where Sellon is, and I want to know where Brown is.
Well, if you're Dordt, you probably need to know where Isaac Connor is. He had such a great reception there on that 3rd down play as well. Just highlights so many weapons Morningside's got. Big 3rd down.
Looks like Kellen Jacobson's in the game there. He's the far wide receiver, number 1 to the wide side.
He's number 1 on the left side. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. The 1 receiver is Isaac Connor. Chevalier's in the gun. He motions Lennox Brown closer to the formation on 3rd and 8. Drops back to pass. Looks toward the left. Caught by Brown to the 45. And he's stopped well short. It's a pickup of 2 yards. A great tackle by Cole Johnson. It'll be 4th down and 6 for the Mustangs.
And he did, but this is the time you definitely call timeout.
Yep. So a timeout called by Joel Penner. 42 seconds left to go in the football game. And they'll talk things over. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Mustang football on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS Sioux City. And we're back to Elwood Olsen Stadium in Sioux City. Alongside Bob Goodvin, Daniel Versteeg with you, Stephen Cutler. He's roaming around the sideline for us with 42 seconds left to play in the game. Game is tied at 28. 4th down and 5 upcoming for the Mustangs from their own 46-yard line. And Keenan Valverde will line up to return the punt here for Dordt. Dordt will have just 1 timeout remaining here in regulation to try and break the scoreless tie. Luke Paulson will line up to punt it away. Here's the snap to Paulson. He gets it away. Right-footed high kick. This bounces on the right hash of the 35. Takes a bit of a friendly roll. Turns right, and the Mustangs will let it take some time off the clock. And now it's finally blown dead at the 31 with 29 seconds left to go in the football game. And your score is tied at 29 on the People's Bank scoreboard. Well, here you go. 1 timeout. And This is a monumental spot for the defenders.
You know, this is the old guy talking in me here. If I'm Dordt, I'm going to be a little bit careful here.
Right. So you don't want to turn the ball over, obviously.
Yeah, right. And the young analytic guy would say, you got to go for it.
1st and 10 from the 31. Out of the pistol, Strickfaden, 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Takes the snap, play action, drops back. He's flushed to his right immediately. Looks to throw up the right sideline, and he could not quite find his target. He was looking for Rhett Williams. It's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for Dordt with 20 seconds left in the game. That play took 9 seconds off the clock. We're still tied at 28 in the 4th quarter. This game feels like it's going to overtime. And it would be Morningside's first overtime game since 2018, the outstanding national semifinal against St. Francis. So here we go, 2nd down and 10 following the incompletion from their own 31-yard line. Strickfaden in the pistol, 2 receivers right. He takes the snap, play action, quick drop back. He throws over the middle. It's caught by Williams. Goes down to the 47.
Get up and spike it right now.
It's a gain of 16. 1st down, 14 seconds left. Clock stops for a moment. Strickfaden goes under center, and he spikes it. And he spikes it with 12 seconds left on the game clock. Dordt salvages the timeout. Worth noting again, the defenders have the wind at their back. Boy, they've got a chance here.
And they got a pretty stiff wind at their back,
Very
too,
stiff
if you look
wind.
at the flags.
Stephen Linen made a 60-yarder with the wind at his back earlier this year. That means the defenders just need 1 first down. They need 10 yards to get into that range. Of course, you want to be a little closer as well. 2nd and 10 now from their own 47. High snap, Strickfaden, play fake, drops to pass. He throws toward the left sideline, overthrew his target, Jacob Van Dong. It's an incomplete pass, 3rd and 10, 7 seconds to go in the regulation. Tied at 28 on the People's Bank scoreboard. Our Long Lines post-game report will be coming your way whenever this football game decides to conclude. But I don't know, I kind of want this one to keep going as long as possible. This is an outstanding game. Winner gets the GPAC's automatic bid into the NAIA Football Championship Series. 3rd and 10 from the 47. Power pistol, Strickfaden. 2 receivers right, 1 to his left. Strickfaden the snap. Play action fake. Stands in the pocket. Throws toward the right sideline for Williams. Couldn't bring in a diving try. The clock's at zeros. The clock is at zeros on an incomplete pass down the sideline. Dordt contending there should be a 2nd on the clock for 1 more try. Now, it's worth noting that if the defenders want them to look at this, they have to challenge it. The referees cannot automatically go toward the replay booth to determine the clock.
Can you determine time on the challenge replay?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's a big call. That is the end of regulation. We're going to overtime for the first time in 7 years here at Elwood Olsen Stadium. We'll take a break, and the first overtime gets started coming up next. Tied at 28. Back in just 30 seconds here on Fox Sports Radio 620 KMNS, Sioux City. We welcome you back to Elwood Olsen Stadium that has not hosted an overtime game until right now for the first time since 2018. The Mustangs will go to overtime after beating St. Francis of Indiana in the semifinal round 34-28 in the snow in overtime. Part of Morningside's first ever national championship season. The Mustangs will now get a chance to win the GPAC title in overtime here today. Let's go down to the third member of our crew. That is Stephen Cutler, who's hanging around the sideline for us. Okay, Stephen, it's crunch time now. What's kind of the feeling like as these guys go to work?
Defense knew when they came off the field before that last offensive possession that they were going to have to come back out onto the field and make a stop. Now they figured it would be after a Morningside score. Unfortunately for them, that didn't happen, but they did come away with the stop with the amount of time allotted there. and now they're going to have to do the exact same here in this overtime period, of course. So we'll see. They've been good in the red zone today for the most part. Let's see if they can do it again here in overtime.
Yeah, they're going to have to be good in the red zone at this point. Of course, the ball starts at the 25-yard line. Time is not a factor. We are in untimed territory. Of course, during the first overtime period, the ball starts at the 25-yard line. And during the first overtime, you're allowed to kick PATs. During overtime number 2, you are required to attempt a 2-point try. And then if we get to a third overtime, we just alternate 2-point conversions from there. Oh, boy. This conference has seen a double overtime game this season. It has not seen a triple overtime game. The last one, Northwestern defeating Midland in 2 overtimes late in the regular season. That was a 23-17 final score. Speak of which, if there is a third team to make the NAIA Football Championship Series, it will be Concordia. The Bulldogs defeated Northwestern today 21-17, outscoring the Red Raiders 14-0 in the second half. So Concordia is really the only hope of the NAIA or the GPAC getting a third team into the NAIA Football Championship Series. Concordia will be that third team if it happens. But we are going to overtime. There will be a coin toss to determine which end of the field we play on, who gets to go first, all that kind of good stuff. We got to figure that out. And, of course, this will delay our Long Lines post-game report. Of course, at the end of the contest at some point, we will check in with Stephen Cutler. He'll chat with Steve Ryan during that. We'll get you a full rundown. We'll get you some of our thoughts about how this could impact the football championship series and things like that as well. So 60 minutes were not enough. And these two teams will play an overtime contest tied at 28 in a contest that has already featured 140 plays. Teams are virtually identical in total offense. And the coin toss is taking place near midfield to determine who will go first, which way we will go. Still got all of that to figure out. Of course, Dordt is the visiting team. They got to determine that. Morningside won the toss. And so I think the Mustangs are going to want to go second.
Now look what Dordt decided to do. They took the ball going into the wind.
Yes.
And the reason for that is if you go the other way with the wind, your receivers might be looking back into the sun on a pass play. I was just wondering if they would take that into consideration.
Yeah, that sun is really shining off to the west as it continues to set here in Sioux City, or is on its way down anyway. So they are going to go into the wind, which is into the sun.
Now, granted, when you're on the 10-yard line, the wind isn't as big a factor, but the sun probably is a bigger factor in the passing game.
So here we go. Overtime number 1 begins with Dordt possessing the football. It's 1st and 10 for the defenders at the Morningside 25. Clock is not a factor here in overtime. Tied at 28. Strickfaden in the pistol. 2 receivers right and a tight end left. Snap and the handoff. Dickerson running off the left side. Carries up the left numbers and he runs over a defender. Tackled down at the 20-yard line. A pickup of 5 will make it 2nd and 5. And so Dordt gets a modest gain. And now the bright spot about no time to overtime is you can really use whatever you want to move this football. Opens up your entire playbook. Here's 2nd and 5 for the defenders for the Mustang 20-yard line. Strickfaden in the pistol. 2 receivers to the right, a tight end either side. Snap to Strickfaden. He turns and gives to Dickerson. Running off the right side. He's hit short of the line to gain of the 18. It's a gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
The one thing about overtime, with the rules, you really have no decisions to make unless it's the next play and you don't have a first down.
Right.
Do you kick the field goal or do you go for it?
Well, that's why you would like to go second in the first overtime.
That's exactly why you go second. Yeah, then you know what you have to do.
Exactly. That makes the decision so much easier for Morningside. 3rd and 3 from the 18. Here's 2 receivers right. Out of the pistol, Strickfaden, play fake. He's looking to throw. Throws it toward the end zone left sideline. It is incomplete. Oh, Victor Atupra was on the coverage of Rhett Williams. The ball is incomplete, and it's 4th and 3.
Yeah, The Dordt people don't like that.
Nope, they're not going to like that.
There was a ton of contact.
Overtime, it's hard to argue to not let the players play, but this will be a field goal. Dordt will settle for 3 as Stephen Leinen will line up for a 36-yard field goal in overtime. This is a big kick on 4th and 3 in overtime, and Joel Penner calls a timeout. Joel Penner uses his timeout in overtime.
That means he's going for it. Unless the play clock was down.
That'd be the only thing. It is at 0, so that might be. This would be a 36-yarder for Stephen Leinen. We talked about his ability to hit from 60. He will be going into
the wind.
Yes. Which is kind of shifting on us here. It's so funny how it works in this facility. It is still certainly against the kicker, but it is starting to swirl and push toward the visitor's sideline as well. So, boy, this is big, and they are keeping Stephen Leinen out there, so the play clock must have been down. And, of course, you do not want to lose 5 yards when you don't need to here in overtime.
I'm not so sure this is a given.
No.
And
He's kicking into the wind.
Yes.
He's also got the sun in his vision potentially too. I don't know how much that impacts a kicker, but
might affect the holder.
It could, yeah. He's looking right into the sun. This will be a 36-yarder for Stephen Leinen. And it's off the hold of Connor Stevens, snapped by Isaac Kakmarinski. In overtime, 4th and 3, snap and spotter down, right-footed kick is blocked! It was blocked! This game is tied at 28. Morningside wisely sent someone down in the end zone. Cale Pittenger dove on the football to force a touchback. I think that ball might have been live had Pittenger not gone after it.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I think it's kind of a ill-advised play by, because if he dives on it and misses it,
then it's a live ball. Yeah. Well, if the ball bounced behind the line of scrimmage, it would have been a live football.
Yes.
And I don't know whether it did or not. But the 36-yard field goal by Leinen was blocked. And now Morningside has the football. They just need points, and they'll be the GPAC champion. 1st and 10 from the defender, 25 here in overtime, tied at 28. Chevalier fakes the handoff, passes left, caught by Brown, 20. Slips out of a tackle and goes down short of the first down of the 16. It's a 9-yard gain at 2nd and 1. What a football game. What an outstanding football game. These two teams both deserve to host playoff games, I'll say it. 2nd and 1, Chevalier gives to Burch, lowers his shoulder, he's got a first down. Across the 15, he's down at the 13. It's a gain of 3, and the Mustangs move the chains for a first down. Here in overtime, Morningside and Dordt tied at 28. Now a defender is down on the field. That's Derek Popp, potentially. I'm not so sure. I'll retract that. I'm not sure exactly who it is. There are 2 players. No, it's not Derek Popp, so I think it's Nolan Buckholtz, the other defensive tackle that has a number 5 in his jersey. Buckholtz, one of those seniors, and it is. Senior from Amboy, Minnesota. He's an outstanding high school football player at Maple River High School in Minnesota. They had a great senior spotlight on him on the Dordt website this week, talking about the decision he made to go to Dordt. Such a big decision, and it certainly paid off for him as he is taken off of the field. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs here in overtime, tied at 28. Dordt failed to get any points on their try. 1st and 10 of the defender, 12. Chevalier is in the shotgun. Ball's on the left hash, 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Snap, and the handoff to Burch. He runs it up the middle, and the defenders sandwich him for a loss of a yard to the 13. It's 2nd and 11.
Well, short of kicking a field goal, if Morningside scores, it's going to have to be in the air or set up by a pass, I guarantee you, because Dordt's not going to let them run the ball right now.
Well, does Morningside risk a turnover going to the air? At this point, that's the other part of this.
Yeah, you remember Number 15's an All-American.
He is. Yes, he
Who does
is.
throw interceptions, though.
That is true. He did have one earlier today already that put us in this position. 2nd and 11 from the defender 13. Lennox Brown, slot receiver, right, motions left and back to the right side. Chevalier drops back, pressure in his grill, dumps it off Kraft. He makes the catch of the 12, fights across the 10, and he's driven down at the 9-yard line. A pickup of 4 will make it 3rd and 7 here in overtime number 1, tied at 28. Morningside just needs any amount of points for the victory.
We got the ball on the left hash right now. And I guarantee you the kicker would prefer the ball in the middle.
Right.
So do you run the ball into the middle of the field right here?
Here we go. We'll find out. 3rd and 7. Chevalier in the pistol. 2 tight ends left, 2 receivers right. Belt high snap. Drops back to pass. He's looking for the end zone for the win for Sellon. Oh, he caught it! He caught it through traffic! It's a touchdown! And the Mustangs are GPAC champs! They're going to the playoffs once again! There's a mob scene in the end zone. Drew Sellon caught it through traffic. Morningside's a winner in OT.
I told you it's going to take a pass to score, short of a field goal. And in the halftime, I said, look for Sellon to get more involved. And he didn't catch a lot of passes, but he caught some big ones.
The biggest one of them all sends Morningside into the playoffs. It's their 15th GPAC championship and 14th in the last 15 seasons. Morningside improves to 9-2 overall, 9-1 in conference play, forces a tie for the conference title, and with their head-to-head victory just now, claims the GPAC's automatic bid into the NAIA Football Championship Series. I think we can safely say that as bought Morningside a bye, they will not have to play next week. What's still up in the air is whether or not Morningside will host in the second round on November 29th. We'll have to wait until tomorrow night to figure that out. But in overtime, Drew Sellon is your hero with a great catch. He was totally covered up. A lot of contact in the end zone. I don't think they would have thrown a flag if they didn't throw the flag on the other one that Morningside got away with. But still a remarkable catch by Sellon. And the Mustangs win at 34-28 in overtime.